The
Nah.
only thing I was going to be doing that kind of background, I was going to talk to Zishi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, don't flinch.
Oh, you're the Phazon Guardian?
Mm-hmm.
What about it?
Hey, don't flinch. Lean into this.
Hmm.
And we're gonna go
That's a little
smack him across the face with knowledge.
Hi, hello.
Right?
Huh? Menu items. Math.
Yeah. And I'm suggesting them how to fix themselves. How and stabilize themselves. I'm like, this is how you do it.
Okay. They're gonna need to get a QB buddy, little crystal buddy, and then they're gonna need to go to the Leah dimension and get a Leah skin so they don't bleed Phazon into the atmosphere.
Well, they need to get they need to get Leah skin first, and then a little crystal buddy. Order matters here.
Yes, it does. I apologize. You are correct.
Leon dimension. Nothing
right,
like
and
actually they're yelling for help.
that's what I would probably be doing in the background is just getting them their Leah skin.
Okay. That'll take a bit of time for recovery. They will not be available for the meeting if you're going to give that to them.
I'm not going to send the meeting.
Okay, great. Anything research-wise or whatever from Ogre? Do you have anything in the pipeline that is almost nearing completion or has reached completion?
Surprisingly, not really. The only thing that I've had going is my personal researcher for the Chemtech and the crew, working on the new elixir based on the various predator bloodlines.
Oh, dangerous. Okay.
Yeah.
Luxury has made some advancements of their own, which they have posted on the Chemtech department site for purchase. They are microdose elixirs for improving muscle mass, reflexes, quick thinking. Excellent for brand new soldiers, new cultivators, new recruits. They're actually pretty reasonably priced too. High quality.
Big thumbs up.
So.
There was the one big project that I had going in the background that had 90% of my team working on it.
Which one was this?
The stabilization of my Voidwalkers. That's been going for almost a month now.
Nice. You have successfully created habitats. And that was the very first step. Was this the actual implementation or the research thereof of the stabilization? Or did you already?
I had already done the research thereof of the stabilization, but I needed I didn't have the time to research the implementation. That's why I had most of my team working on that.
Okay. They have come up with a very simple and effective solution. You just have to wear a device on a harness. And when it's on, you're stable. That's it. And then if it's on, you can actually manually turn it off so you start to phase. And then if you take it off, unfortunately, you're no longer stabilized, but they have a way to cure it. Except for the main copy. They have yet to figure out how to cure the original guy. But all the other variants, they can cure their condition.
But they can at least stabilize the original.
Yeah, the harness with the stabilization tech, which actually ended up being Shade Tech. They use old Shade Tech from all the files and information that you guys have recovered from all the different Spectrum sites. and they built Shade Tech harnesses with this new stabilization device, and it works.
No, that is convenient. I have fulfilled my promise with that to let them live. Those are the two things that I had, the big things I had going in the background, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
Matt,
Yeah, what's up?
I'm just throwing some of my surges at my mech research. I'm getting my mech running finally.
Cool. Vroom.
It was only a matter of time and DTA, and if I just throw that at it, done. I'm done waiting for things.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and add that progress and make those rolls if need be. As for what we cliffhangered from last week, turns out, if you guys remember, you guys found a way into the secret inheritance little subspace place for Jackie.
I think Jackie was the only one that could safely go in there, though.
I can't see why not.
They just need the door to be opened with the right key, and then you can just maintain the door. It's the
Yeah.
lock that is sophisticated, not the door itself.
I thought there was a bunch of security measures on the actual ship.
Oh, the ship? Yes. That'll be a thing that he will have to go through, but she'll have to
I
go
mean,
through.
there's not else in there, is there?
No, in that subspace, there is a beautiful glass platinum spindle of a ship.
How big is the ship?
It's the size of a yacht, a large yacht.
Well, at that point, I mean, we're not allowed on the ship. He is. So I guess I'm just going to start studying tiny little girl.
What? Something on my face?
Something in your face. DNA.
Ugh, get it out. Ah, no. What is this DNA stuff?
It was what makes you you.
Oh, well, I want it then. I take it back.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't need all of it, just a sample. Also, Mina. Who are you?
Jacqueline.
Hello, Jacqueline.
Well, if you take only a little bit of me, you'll be taking a little bit of me, and that won't make me full me. So, no,
It grows back.
I don't believe you. That's what grown-ups say when they want to like try and trick me and stuff.
Mm.
Grown-ups are tricky.
Grown-ups can be tricky. What if I tell you what I want it for?
Nope.
You don't even want to hear?
Because I know it's you have some sort of like villainous plan. Just tell.
I am trying to make myself another body.
You're trying to be me. I knew it.
No, I'm trying to be me with different genetics. Because right
That's
now,
like
I'm just a robot.
what? You're
Yeah.
a robot? You're like, oh, I remember an old story. There was like the robots that took over the world, and they like, this is where it started. I knew by the uniform you were wearing that you were evil. And now this just proves it.
I'm not evil.
That's
In fact,
what
I
an
work with
evil
adult
person
you.
would say.
I actually work with adult you.
Very evil.
Yeah, he just admitted it. Now you can't defend yourself.
He doesn't talk for me.
Well, yeah, because he's the one talking. So
Yeah, exactly.
you
So
know,
why would
your
you,
voice isn't coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, so why would you say that he's speaking for me then?
I said he wasn't. You said he doesn't speak for you, and I'm like, well, obviously not, because
Yeah, so why would
the
you
ma-
go because he said evil, that means I'm evil? I mean,
because he ousted you. He showed your true colors, which is black and dark black.
actually, it's more white, black, and gray, but yeah.
And if I remember anything from my education, that just makes it black.
Mostly
Because
white.
because if you add white and gray to black, it's black. You can't fool
Not,
me. I know my colors.
not if you're very careful. And very smart. And I am very smart.
Well, I am super duper smart.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Smarter than you.
So we're just gonna continue to go through the portal and then go to the ship.
I will continue having a conversation with a small child.
Mhm.
Somebody has to, and well, I mean, shit, I'm already a mom once over.
Mom!
You're not being my mom. It's not happening.
I will look at this little Jacqueline and be like, guess my daughter's gonna be very disappointed to hear that somebody thinks I'm evil.
Yeah, but they're evil too.
Take it
Mm,
back. She is not evil. She is the sweetest thing, and she wants nothing but the best for people. I will not have people talk bad about my daughter.
All right, but
Jacqueline.
maybe it's that villainous dichotomy of you're the super evil villain mastermind that raises
I'm just gonna
the
put some
sweet
nano
princess.
on her mouth so she shuts up.
Jackie, and I'm gonna take it off. Don't do that to the kid. What's wrong with you?
She talked bad about Nith.
They hold me as evil too.
Come on, I'm gonna take you away from the evil person, and we're gonna have a conversation
But
about.
you're evil. He runs to Aether.
Oh, he's teleporting stuff into people. Don't.
I have
Don't.
never. That is not
You
true.
murdered 9 people in cold blood.
All right, can we? We're going to talk about body counts here.
Look. Hey.
Oh no.
Look. I work for the Thunderhead.
So do I.
Yeah, I'm an investigator, though.
He sounds like
I actually work for the Thunderhead, not just in the organization.
more like Thunder Butthead.
Yeah.
I thought she was somewhat educated. Interesting. And I'll just be having conversations with small child while you can switch over to Jackie.
It is educational in that it is the conversation with a small child.
So remember, small child is coming with me to the ship.
Does she need to?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna walk with. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna spend some. I'm gonna spend points to actually get charm.
Well,
I'm
late
spend
for
some
that. This game's almost over, friend.
I just realized I never purchased charm.
Well played. Well played.
I haven't needed it. Okay. So I'll roll charm on the small child to get them to basically not notice that we're having a conversation while walking towards the ship, so Jackie can do what she needs to do.
So describe this dimensional space. Is it like a hangar, or is it like just the void of space?
It is the void of space, but it is a observational deck of glass. Everywhere you
Okay.
walk, it's like, am I on a physical object? Little spooky. But when you do step on things, there's a little bit of a light disc that appears, kind of a light blossom. But it's otherwise it's an entire hangar made of glass, floating in the dead of space, and it is very spooky. There is no extra spare parts. There's no computers or interfaces. It is just this. It's like a ship in a bottle.
Hmm.
Yep.
So I guess I'm in avatar form, and I'm walking down this kind of boardwalk, and no, I'm in mech form, and little Jacqueline is in my cockpit. We're
Is the
walking
space
towards.
big enough for that?
Barely. For a medium, barely.
We would also have to talk her into your cockpit at that point.
I just lift her up and then
And you've kind of already made her think you're evil.
It may be you, but you've had a lot more life experience, and you've changed as a person.
Look, I rolled the charm to get her to start moving with us. Just let her walk beside us for the moment.
Whoa, is this place like... Where is this place?
I don't know, Jackie. Where are we?
we're in another dimension.
I hear that? It's another dimension.
Is it like a video game?
Hmm,
Kinda.
kind of.
Oh. And he kind of looks between you two and you say kind of at the same time, an evil video game.
Why do you think we're evil?
Because I do. Because you already shown that you are evil villains.
By getting you out of the clone tube you're in?
Well, you want my DNA so you can be me, but not me,
No.
be robo me, and I don't want that.
No. I'm not going to be you. I'm going to be me. I just need some genetics.
Why can't you go anywhere else then? Why me?
You have special alien genetics.
See? Mm-mm.
So we have her walking with us currently. Is it
Mhm.
like, do we need her to do anything at the moment? I'm not sure what your objective here is right now, Johnny.
It's to get into the ship. All right, so
Are we?
Jacqueline, let's put your hand on the ship, and I'll put my hand with it too.
But you don't really have a hand. That's more of a like a big monster claw.
It's a cool claw, though.
Aren't you just gonna damage it if you touch it?
It's a spaceship. They're tough.
Doesn't look tough to me. It literally doesn't look tough. It looks like spun glass.
Looks can be deceiving. I look weak, and yet I'm not.
You're hiding your superpowers.
No, I'm a robot. We went over this.
Jacqueline, take my hand.
How am I supposed to take your hand? You're a giant robot.
Just
My hand will
just
get all
hold it.
crushed and go away.
It won't.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Hey,
I
look.
want us to think about this ship in front of us.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm. And then we're going to try and connect with it. Can we do that?
You mind if I explain something to her real quick? She's trying to find your mom.
Oh. Well, Mom's at home. I mean, you could always just step by the house.
No, she's not.
Did
That's
you
why
do
we're
something to
here.
my mom?
No. You see, that's why we're here. Big U is looking for your mom because she left. And to help find her, we have to go into her spaceship, which is, points at it.
Well, then I get to be dibs on Captain.
I just look at Jackie.
Sure.
See? She said, "Your captain." There you go.
Okay. You all heard it. I am the captain now.
I'm gonna make her a little captain hat. Hand it to her.
All right, Big Me. As the captain, I will instruct all crewmates to put their hands on the ship at the same time on the count of 3. Ready, everyone? 1, 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who needs 2?
A lot of things need to, but we're not going to go into that right now.
You're Chaotica. This fits exactly into how you would count.
You need to call me out on this.
I am gonna call you out on that because I would count that way too. Come on.
Yeah.
1, 2, go.
All right, the spaceship will kind of reorganize parts of its moving spindles. And there's not really a staircase. It's just an opening. And it looks very perilous now that there's a lot of moving parts. And there's not really anywhere to step.
okay. Well done. And Jack is going to step. She's going to literally do her
You will
martial
not
art.
fit as your main self inside there. You can fit inside the hangar or the observational bottle, but that ship is too big or too small for a medium-sized mech.
Well, then I go in as my avatar form.
So you just take a step in.
Yep.
There is no staircase. There is
Yeah, we do my
nothing-
martial art to move the distance.
Jackie, especially you, Aether, you can tell that this is a vessel for energy people.
Interesting.
There are railways on the side, kind of like handrails, that you put your fingers on, and it basically carries you up with energy movement. There is no, there's nowhere to step. If you take the wrong step with all these moving spindles, you're just going to have your limbs removed.
You guys trust me?
So I've already done the movements.
There's no main deck either that has solid floor. So jumping up there, you would immediately start to fall.
Do you guys trust me?
Let me think about that question for a second.
You don't have a second. Jackie's going to
I'm messing
plummet.
with you. Go do your thing.
All right. I'm going to shift us all. I'm going to shift the 2 of them into Leah because I can reconstitute them so long as they maintain concentration.
If you do that, it fucks us, I do believe.
How does
Can't
it
change
fuck you?
anything about little Jacqueline.
It'll deactivate the ship because she'll be in a different state.
You'd have to basically catch them with a solid Leah platform, which is just as hard.
Fine, we'll catch on the solid Leah platform.
I believe you.
We're going to use hard light, not Leah.
Well, there you go. Glong.
The Leah department is notorious for using hard light. I just don't.
Yeah. The ship is absolutely and completely alien. And not only its design, but how you use it.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna ask what is the objective that we are currently gearing towards right this second? What is your end goal with this ship, Jackie?
My end goal is to make it a part of me, using the 2 space station books together.
But you just said you'd give it to Jacqueline as the captain.
Jacqueline is coming with me.
That's a lot of assumption, bud.
Okay, before we
Matt, this is this is a lot of things coming together, I suppose. And if you want to make it harder for me, that's awesome.
Well, you're
I-
trying to
I-
brute
I-
force a bunch of things, bud. You're literally doing
okay.
kidnap. You're kidnapping a kid, and you're basically forcing them against their will.
What
Like,
before we keep getting into that, you didn't. I understand you're trying to make it a part of you. To what end is what I'm asking. What is your end goal with all of this? That's what I'm asking right now. I'm not going to disagree with it at all. I just want to know to see how I can help you, or if I even can in the first place. Because if we just kind of are going in and doing stuff here, yeah, we'll figure things out as we go, but it'll be a lot messier than if we even at least know what the goal is. Are you trying to take control of this ship so you can go find your mom? Is this just so that you have your inheritance? What is that? What's that? What's going on here?
it is to get the inheritance to actually be able to use it to have a tool that allows Neith to have another mech, because she already has everything of myself so far. So
Okay.
being able to attach this with the two techniques, and then it's kind of like activate the ship, figure it out, because it's a travel tool that can really go anywhere.
So, not to be the Debbie Downer, but kind of to be the Debbie Downer. Do you know if it's compatible with Potentia? The ship, I mean.
Hmm.
Because I found out, like, one of the things I'm trying to do with the third gen body is I found out that the xenogenetics for predators don't work right with Potentia when it comes to inserting a person into them. That's part of what I'm trying to figure out with my current research and stuff on that.
Mhm.
And apparently some of the alien tech is like that, where it's not compatible with Potentia because it's non-human in base, or
Right.
enigmatic, whatever phrasing you want to use. It's not based on our people. So, do you know whether or not this is compatible?
So the only loophole I see is because Jackie is a hybrid.
Yeah, but you got denied entrance because you were a hybrid, remember? That's why we had to get the other strain of you.
Jacqueline is a hybrid, which works because they are biologically. You
Human.
gave up everything. You were nanobody. You
Yeah.
were a mech, which
That-
is the only sticking point.
That's why I was asking, because I don't know if that would mess with that, and I don't want you to like try to bond with this and then have it go horribly haywire on you.
What you could do is, if you're pretty clever about it, if you can't bond with the ship, you can always bond with the clone.
Yeah, that was the whole point. So that would be the twin soul that I was going for.
But
So
that does require a willing participant, not a forced one.
Hmm.
So, and you, with the kind of the couple approaches, I know you are like, I want to get this done so we can move on, but you're basically kidnapping somebody, and a child, no less, which are executable offenses by the Thunderhead. You are breaking a ton of laws by forcing this child into service, which is a kind of hypocritical, because he does particularly do that for the planet, but it is random draw. But that is kind of seated in so many other things. But there's a lot of kind of really dark shit that's about to happen if you try and force Jacqueline into all this stuff.
So are you open to suggestions, or would you like to figure this out on your own before I keep opening my mouth and talking at you?
I just feel like we didn't really get much of like. I understand, Matt. This was your time to kind of introduce this character by kind of talking with her voice and stuff. And I guess I never put two and two together that this is what you were trying to do. Because we kind of were both rushing into it, and we never really got like, hey, we grabbed her, and then we opened it up, and then that was it. And then there was no like. I mean, Liam was the only one that really asked about it, right? And kind of started talking to her. And I was under the impression that I was going to be able to just have what I asked for. But we're trying to make this story-wise and put, kind of make something out of it. We've already put things in front of me to try to get to this point to begin with, and now you're putting more, which is fine. So yeah, maybe I'm just not in the mood to do that right now, and I
Understandable.
just need a second.
Well, yeah, take a moment or take a few. When you come back, why don't we start by answering some questions like, what does it look like it has for a power source, or what are the control features, or, we're running a very technical, super hard sci-fi game, and we've been kind of asking these questions about this stuff since the beginning, and I guess because of the series of sessions that we've missed and things have kind of slowed down a bit, we just kind of forgot our basics. So let's take a few moments and let me know when you're ready. Or what's your character doing? You've been quiet. What's going on there, bud?
Last I knew, I was on a cyber warfare date.
Yep. With Mina.
Yep. And that was taking the entire night until the next morning, and it was middle of the day when they went to do the ship stuff, so that's why I wasn't pressing.
Well, we can kind of figure out where you want to go from here.
Honestly, I'm just prepping, making sales, building up favors, because I know somebody's going to try to pull some shit during the big Leah meeting. And I am preparing to politically and economically bury whoever tries.
Okay. There was an interesting suggestion by one of the players that if the alien ambassador is represented, you could solve the war with a series of champions duels instead of literally have your final forces, like your most elite forces in one final battle where everyone pretty much loses anyways, because it's a Pyrrhic victory of whoever wins.
Yep.
Because you guys have built up some stupid weapons, and the amount of forces you're moving in, it's going to be like 6 or 7 fleets versus the Breakers at this point. All bets are off. Like, the Breakers are going to be like, there's only, that's a lot of ships. Whoa.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have Wolors, so those ships are going to get hit and break if enough of those missiles hit. So to prevent both species from being literally cracked open in one final battle for outside forces to sweep in, could end up being a bunch of champion fights. And whoever wins then has the favorable terms negotiated at the table previously. So you're not sure what type of champions duels may be suggested. Maybe it's you get one fight and that's it, or you can basically have the same person fight a bunch of times. Like, you guys will have to figure it out. But you don't have an ace in the hole. I mean, you have your big guy,
Mm-hmm.
but if you end up fighting multiple times, or you fight a very specialized opponent, what's your ace? What's your secret weapon? You got a few options, seriously. But if you use the aliens' tech against them, they're going to have a huge advantage because they're like, hey, we know that. That's ours.
That's why I've done so much genetic tinkering with Big Red.
Do you have a non-alien based weapon? Is what I'm saying. Any tech that you can bring to bear that is enigmatic, even if it's just a towable, like you tow in a giant melee weapon or something. I don't know.
No, you know what? You know what? I have had a pile of research sitting in the wings for fucking ever that I never dug into. Nix is going back to the research lab and he's pulling out the bundles that he had because he is diving into the research that he had figured out the trick of to convert the long tom into a rifle.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The long tom style assault rifle, and that's
It'd be bolt action. There's no way you could get that thing to fire multiple unless you have multiple barrels.
That's entirely fine, and if I need it to be a tri-barrel rifle, fuck it.
Hey, Ogre. How would you like me to make you ruination rounds for that?
Oh, you don't even have to worry about that. I already figured out a way to use star slab fragments as tips for this thing.
Oh yeah, it's not. I've actually had the exact same idea. I was thinking of doing like star slab rail shots. I've
parry this casual.
No,
like me and you are on the same fucking wavelength here.
So thanks to my abilities, because I can basically wrap things in a thin sheet of star slab, I'm basically making the equivalent of armor-piercing bullets I'm making star slab penetrator rounds.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just make artillery-sized bolter shells.
That's basically what I'm doing. I'm going to do it for long tom grade shells, but for a rifle.
All right.
But I've got to make the long tom a gun instead of a cannon.
Luxray will ask, it may be a little too short notice, but do you want them to make you a Chemtech stim? For just in case. Kind of like a battle stimulant, but for Big Red.
Yes.
Because that will throw them off, because Chemtech is super new to enter a commercial phase. So it's the newest department. So the aliens have no fucking clue anything really about Chemtech. So that could be the surprise that they're just not expecting.
Yes. And then there's
also Chemtech rounds for your
I figured out a way I figured out a specific gas that sprayed in the vacuum of space that was corrosive to any Xeno that wasn't my mech.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be good. So this will actually potentially be in your collective favor if you get the right terms for the duels. Because Ares is a selection of very special snowflakes.
Yep. And
okay.
The biggest thing is the regret that I know when they show up, I'm going to have to be out front because I'm probably going to be the only one they're willing to talk to, think to.
You're not
Maybe.
the only psionic in the group, my man.
I'm the only grade 4 armored psionic.
I'm already at grade 3, my man. Working on 4.
That one's gonna be tough, but
Remember, I started psionics before you did. Like, I've been working on this for a while.
no, you got to get that armored though. That one's important because you got
Armored? Yeah, I got magnitude instead.
That'll do it. So yeah, that'll be actually good because if multiple people can communicate psionically, it also means that if something also were to happen to the one guy they're willing to communicate with, that negotiations can still proceed.
I'll make you a deal, Liam.
Mhm.
You teach me the magnitude, I'll teach you the armored.
That's fine with me. Mine's actually really fucking straightforward, too. I'm using Potentia. Like, fuck the rules.
Yeah, you'll have to teach me that.
I've actually technically been a single tone for this entire game. And
Until recently.
I've been trying so hard to get in the psionic department. It wasn't until like last week he was finally like, "Oh yeah, you guys go talk to him." I'm like, "I've been trying for months."
It took me kicking in their door and going, "You're talking to me now. Don't bitch."
Yeah, I tried doing that too, and then Matt told me to hold off on it as the GM, and I'm like, "Okay," and
No,
then he
that-
never got back to me.
No, that's fair, considering the attendant at the front desk was a level 2 psionic.
Yeah,
It would have been been an alert that went back, and then your mind would have been shifted, and you'd have forgotten walking in there.
So what I actually originally trained my first tone on was a sim against the White Devil Predator.
The problem is the person in there is
kind of an asshole.
No, not just that. He's also a tier 4 psionic, just not as strong as I am. That's why I'm still in charge.
He's gonna be so sad.
So,
yeah, I'll trade you. I'll trade you the magnitude for the armor. Definitely, I'm
it's
fine
like trading.
with that.
It's like trading Pokemon cards.
It really is. At the end of it, we're just both gonna be OP.
But yeah, no, it's as it stands right now. I have grabbed my crew, taken over I have emptied out and taken over one of my warehouses, and there's me and a couple hundred people converting the long tom to a rifle.
Do you one better? All that research for the Voidwalkers, they're in cleanup on those labs. All the personnel are still there.
Oh, then I just use that 90% of the personnel I had. So there's a couple thousand people working on this.
Yes, this will get done really quick. In fact, there is going to be several hundred people who have nothing to do.
Oh, I have an easy fix for that. Those several hundred people that are going to have nothing to do, they get thrown in anti-electricity suits and told to work with my electric eel on souping up with the tech that I've discovered and researched the power field.
Oh yeah,
because that works with organics, so that can be fused with Big Red to give him a hard power field, not just an energy shield.
Yep. Yeah, they'll go over there. Your little electric eel is a little worried because there are a lot more senior scientists and development specialists. Is he still in charge?
I give him my Gauss pistol. He's in charge.
Yeah, he's like, I don't really do guns.
I give him a lightsaber.
You can see the literal inner weeaboo just like,
He just gets a pat on the head, and I look at everybody else. He's in charge. He's done all the research by himself up until this point. If you question it,
No,
I'll
they can
feed
question
you
it.
to one of my pets.
No, they can question it because then that gives me new ideas. And since I've been working on it, different minds, different perspectives.
If any of them tries to take over, let me know and I'll feed them to my pets.
Well, you gave me a lightsaber. No one's taken over. Vroom.
Good. And then I'm off to work.
All right, bye, boss. We'll have something really fucking tuned and special for you. Pardon my language. Before you need it.
It needs to fit on this tonnage of a mech of this size with a minor gravitic field.
Dude, that's like easy peasy. Like something that size of that tonnage, we're gonna have a hard time not.
It's organic.
Okay, no, then okay. There's the other shoe. Okay, okay, organic. What's our budget on this?
Let me check my fundage real quick. I transfer 10 billion credits.
Your scientist nearly passes out. They'll have it done. Everything will be expedited.
We gotta stop doing shit like that to our broke people.
No. Keep in mind, my people make 5 times what the average top researcher in anywhere else makes.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with my people, and we need to stop doing that. We're gonna give somebody a heart attack one of these days.
Oh, right. And we'll say 1,000,000% of a B class budget.
There you go.
Fuck me. Okay.
Okay, you want to know the bad problem is? Aether doesn't know how much money he has because he never spends it.
And just because I know it's going to be particularly helpful for this particular thing, Blatt,
Mhm.
I give them the equivalent of 8 squares of each type of the mesh tech.
Okay, that clears up. They don't even need half the budget you gave them anymore because that was going to be almost 80% of the budget that they were going to spend.
I mean, they don't have to spend it. I produce it. They requisition it.
Not from that facility because they don't know it exists. Remember?
Right.
All of your secrecy clauses are finally biting you in the ass.
Right.
Because no one knows it exists, let alone the stock is there.
But based on this schedule, in 3 weeks it goes public that I'm producing it. That was the agreement with Thunderhead.
Right, but until those 3 weeks, zip it.
You know what's funny to me? B rank budget is easier to spend than A rank.
Well, A rank is a
infinite budget.
It's a infinite specific budget.
Yeah, it's incredibly. I've tried to use, and it took me getting a department to finally be able to use my A rank budget. It's so hard to actually use it because nobody wants to touch it.
Yeah.
No, that's basically what I did. I made 2 departments. I have a Chemtech department that I gave an A rank budget to, and because I got another one, I got that super researcher and gave her an A rank budget to research Zot.
Yeah, that's my point, though. Unless you have something like that, it's effectively worthless because it's too valuable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've got to check my journal.
You got a lot of stuff.
Important people section. Where is it?
Looking up somebody's name, aren't you?
List. Yes. Ilara.
Mm-hmm.
Has she fixed the problem with the lasers yet?
Yeah, she's also working on a new project.
Because
because
for the mech lightsabers, they were basically one swing and they powered off to where they were expendables.
She was able to make a 10-use blade. It was ludicrously expensive, and she had to make a new crystal. Like, literally, make a brand new crystal type that's never been seen before.
I have entirely no problems with this. What's her new project that she's working on?
Building a battery pack with an umbilical that goes into the bottom of the lightsaber for 100 uses.
And I have been specifically growing this for her when I go in to check on her.
She just kind of points over. Oh, the thing is on the stand over there. It's just on a big old loading vehicle. You have a big lightsaber for a mech.
Yes, but Alara, I brought a gift for you. I set a coffee bean roaster and grinder down. And then I dropped the bag of the Colombian coffee beans that I've been growing.
I actually might have something to help with your lightsaber project.
Oh?
It's something that's been on my back burner for a very long time, but a mech-sized energy transmission device, like from the animatronics. Effectively industrial-sized variant.
Then there wouldn't need to be a wire connector. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to transfer that over, I will pass it to Alara.
Well, yeah, you know the kind of secrecy clauses we have on all of our stuff like that. Songs have honored. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Then I will just, and here's this to Alara.
Also, a list of warnings of the anti-piracy devices and why not to tamper with them installed.
She can't sign those because she's going to have to tamper with those devices to get an inner look at what they're protecting.
I'll just ping you. Can I just
for research purposes, she can work on it. It's just for spreading. That's the only thing.
They've already signed their life away. If they speak about any of the projects they've been on between the both of you, they go away for life.
Yeah. That's all. That's what I was talking about with the secrecy clauses, Matt.
Then I will just look at her. Yeah, you can ignore the secrecy clauses.
Oh, you mean the anti-piracy devices, but not the secrecy clauses.
That's the one.
Right? That's the one.
Yeah. You can just ignore those and do the research.
Okay. Works for me.
And
they're very excited about the coffee machine.
Yeah.
You know your people.
Yep. And the last person that I had to go check in on was somebody who said he would get it for me. I'm going to Mr. Vidier Zavet.
Mm-hmm.
The angry Russian in the basement that was building me the mech-sized variant of the Gauss minigun.
Yep.
And I have the gift for him as well.
He does give you a kind of a look. It is ready. But the bullets are going to be a problem because you're going to run out very fast.
Nah. Already figured that out. No worries.
Well, bullets have mass. Mass takes up space. Mass has weight.
I already did the research on the extra-dimensional ammo case, remember?
Didn't know if you finished it. But also, that's a lot of bullets. And that's a lot of power you need to put into that space. So it's your product. And he points over at the boxed up crate on a loader.
Yep. And here is my gift that I promised you.
Mm-hmm.
And he sets down the crate of the requested vodka and then hands him the case of Cuban cigars.
They do not make these anymore. Good. All right. I'm currently, unfortunately, not available for further projects. I am working on a restoration project. I am restoring culture and historical pieces.
Have fun.
I am actually. People of our history are weird. There's no other way to say it. They were very weird people.
Goes through his files, hands him a data pad. This may help.
Oh.
And
He just kind of chuckles to himself.
It's the collection of all the old world armory and maintenance manuals.
These will help actually. Cool. Aether! What you doing, fam?
Well,
do you want to check your bank account?
Either occasionally, I'll just open my bank account and see what's in there right now because he hasn't checked it in ages.
There is not a lot of money, but then you see a big deposit of a ludicrous sum, and then immediately half of it siphoned, another quarter of it siphoned, going all over the places.
Really, where's my money going?
Personal projects that your fiancés are working on for you, and other projects.
And the hilarious thing about it, Char, most of your income comes from me.
No, that's fair. It's like, this is not including what I'm supposed to be making as like a Leah head.
You would have ludicrously more money, but you're trying to cancel the use of your own engine that you built. Otherwise, you'd be swimming in more money than you know what to do with. But you're canceling your own technology in a couple days, so it's discontinued. You're making no money.
You know what's funny? You were actually getting money from Luna for the engine stuff too that you're about to cancel on us.
Exactly. You're just like, I would be so fucking rich, but damn it. I just thought it was really funny though.
We're putting a temporary cancel on it because for the use of it would cause ships to tear apart. It is a factory recall.
That does never look good. A factory recall is death of that product.
I don't know. We have an HR department to handle it to make it sound better.
Okay.
They make it sound better. It's like, look, these fuckwits that we inherited the company from decided to teleport something that they knew they should not have teleported.
And how is this the engine's fault? Is it did they use this engine to do that?
No. The fuel source that they use the engine from. Okay, imagine everyone has like this cumulative lake that we're all drinking from, and then this asshole goes and siphons 90% of that lake water.
I mean, we're still all drinking that same 10%, and doesn't it refill? Isn't there a creek that fills?
Yes, unfortunately, I have to fix the tap on the creek to make it refill faster.
And you made a product that taps even more into the already diminished lake.
Look, we did not know this because the assholes above me kept it hidden because they were afraid to admit their own mistakes. Remember that previous Leah Council that existed? It was their fault. I'm fixing it.
So you're saying that you're blaming it on dead predecessors for something that happened which was entirely around your product, unless you're saying the predecessors were also responsible for part of the engine design because they're the ones who gobbled up all that extra water, which means you're pulling from their own research and it's not actually fully yours and you're just committing
No.
theft?
They used a different engine that pulls from the same resource. Mine is better than what they built.
Okay, great. But you're still pulling from the same resource. You're adding to the problem.
And now I'm fixing the problem.
By removing all interstellar travel.
Not removing all of it.
He just blinks at you and gives you a look like, really?
Look, you're HR. This is your department. I'm the science man. You're the one that figures this out. Don't go there with me.
So, Mr. Scientist Man, so you don't trip over your own words, because scientists are notorious for saying the wrong things because they think they're saying just the right things. So, before you trip over yourself, what other means of avenue of travel are available across the Empire that can fulfill the collective needs so we can push that avenue of thought? Basically, push blame on somebody else for not putting this technology out that they've been secretly hoarding.
Oh, we're
See where I'm going here?
yeah. Oh yes, we're working
Who
on a new.
else has travel so we can force them to share?
Oh, Spectrum does.
Of course they do. Fuck.
And we're coming out with a new form of technology, me and Luna, to help ease the burden of transportation.
All right. Is the
I'm sorry. When were you included in my project?
When you said that we would work on it together.
You never answered me on that.
No, I did. I said I'd help you.
Okay.
all right?
I'm just giving you shit. I'm 100%
I know.
giving you shit.
To prevent this happening again, because once is unfortunate, twice is 100% a coincidence. So, is the resource that the Spectrum whatever tech, you would know because you're as you said, the sciencey tech guy. Is that a depletable resource that's also been overly taxed and has a problem? And if we push that, and then that has to be recalled.
Actually,
yes to it being depletable. We don't know on the second one.
Yes, but no, because Spectrum,
I don't know about Spectrum. That's the point.
Yes. They like to keep secrets.
We're gonna have to ask Spectrum before we push that.
Yeah,
I have a third alternative you could help me with.
Oh, what's our third alternative?
How would you like to help me develop a new kind of Nimbus server for my brain so I can start teleporting people around via warp gates?
No, there's also this avenue as well.
That is purely theoretical and state.
So you're saying the technology we've had since the beginning of our first development of interstellar travel capabilities, aka the technology and methods, all of this tech, we haven't found any other means of travel for hundreds of years, and then out of the blue, not one, not two, but 3 new methods are being discovered simultaneously. Sounds
like
kind of fishy to me.
4. I also had people looking into the slingshot thing from the Xenos.
Oh my gosh!
Look.
I wasn't trying to help with that insert. Please continue.
No, that's also fair. There is 4. But I'm like, look, we found a problem, and we tried to fix the problem, and then we found out the people above us who like to keep their little secrets in a hoard, like the lead department.
I know that. Yes. I need you to help me shape the narrative. Who do I push this spotlight onto to pressure them? And how do I avoid further blowback and fallout?
I have our perfect scapegoat.
Who?
The oversight department.
The oversight department.
Yeah, we can. So they're running the Spectrum tech in the same fashion. They actually have the same drives. They were hoarding it as well. They're claiming heavy amounts of responsibility, and they're the department that's about to be dismantled because they got in trouble with the Thunderhead for even existing in the first place. They're the perfect scapegoat because we can
not their fault.
I don't care. We find a way to make it their fault.
Yes,
it's about public perception, not about facts.
Yikes, that's spooky to say.
It's about public perception, not facts.
I'm like, and on top of that,
don't say anything else, HR man.
HR man's not there with you.
Not the point.
But
I'm just saying, we 100% can spin this to be the oversight committee's problem, and we're stripping them of their power and everything anyway, and cannibalizing them. So it just, I mean, nails in the coffin, right?
Not
Yeah.
quite. Through your own
Oh.
methods of secretly overtaking the fleet with Thunderhead's orders, you cannot throw the Oversight Department under
No.
the bus because it exposes the ruse. The
We
secret
can
play.
we can throw the Spectrum Department under the bus, though.
You can still throw Spectrum under the bus, 100%.
Which is the plan, since they are now the oversight. Since they're now the oversight of the Leah Department, and they were the oversight of the Leah Department in the beginning. So, and I'm like, and here I have plenty of reports that show that they knew the levels of the Leah dimension were depleting and said nothing.
I actually don't know about that part because okay. So when did we find out about the lead thing? When did they
What?
find out?
So,
Okay.
my first report on it that I got was they knew about it around the time we actually started using it for dimensional travel. Is that
Yep.
it was a resource and it had essentially a pool, but the pool refilled.
Yeah, it was actually
Yeah.
a buried report from the current, at the time, expert of Leah and Phazon technology, Zezro, who
Yeah.
had an old report that people were like,
Who buried it?
Leah Council.
Yeah, the council did.
But
Okay.
that was after they broke away from Spectrum after the coup and the reboot to Thunder.
That's what I was getting at. I was trying to find out whether or not this was pre or post coup. Because post coup, we can't slap it on the Spectrum department because they were, as far as everybody was concerned, a dead department at that point.
They went into hiding.
Because Leah tried to murder them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it was like this was the previous Leah department before it became under Spectrum.
It is that ambiguous gray area of use. The report was posted before. It was received right before the coup, like before it, which means they buried it because they were about to fucking throw down with Spectrum.
Yeah. And I can point that as it was technically the Spectrum department at the time, but the Leah Council buried it.
Or we do have one surviving member of the Leah Council, the original one.
Yeah.
Throw it on him.
But he's an ally.
He's an ally right now. And I'm not gonna...
How much do you like him?
Enough. That's why I'm going to throw it on the Spectrum department, because it technically was published during the time of Spectrum.
Yeah, but the Spectrum department's an ally right now, too. A much bigger ally.
You also run into the lack of anyone willing to take ownership or culpability, and they always throw it on somebody else so they can crash and burn instead of saying, hey,
which is kind of what we're doing.
We just didn't fucking know.
Yeah. I think what I know what Nathan's going to do. I think he's going to actually take accountability here. Like, it was the lead department. We didn't know because the greed of the ancient heads of Leah was essentially saying, no, we're not going to say this. Show this. And then there was a massive teleport using Phazon, which is forbidden even by the Leah Council. Teleport something that massively drained. Or there was how am I going to say it? That there was a Phazon jump, which had to have Leah Council approval.
Not necessarily.
But
that's the narrative you could spin, but absolutely they did not need approval.
No, but
we actually don't know who moved the station.
We don't.
Just so you have that information for yourself.
Yeah, but the only logical assumption is in order to be able to use Phazon, the League Council had to approve it. And who's going to be...
I mean, you don't get approval for your Phazon use.
I don't use Phazon in this dimension.
You know what I mean.
You get my point, yeah? You do know that to power a Star Slab station, it would have to have a reactor that is unheard of. So their main reactor could have been approved as a Phazon reactor, Phazon mass reactor.
Yeah.
So that would have been proved legally by the council, but if it was used as a power source for a jump calculation, that's illegal, which means somebody on the station made that call.
Yeah. But the thing is, we don't know, and I'm still going to pin it on the fact that it was approved by the previous League Council.
Mm-hmm. Could
Because
take
of
a
that.
softball approach and say, due to new scientific discovery, because of my new research in my engine, I am ethically bound by my position to notify everyone that this engine cannot go through due to the lack of the resource, the lack of the fuel. But I
Yeah.
only discovered that in the development of the new engine prototype, which was in the middle of being rolled out across the system.
Yeah.
Like,
And
there's so many ways
yeah.
you can spin it.
I think we're going to do that, but we're still going to... He's still going to post the fact that, hey, the reason why this happened is because somebody used Phazon to move something massive. And essentially he's going to... I would say not necessarily... kind of doctor, like, it, so we don't know what it was.
Sure.
We don't know where, but we know roughly the mass size of it.
Okay.
So it's like, if we move anything this large, we're going to start screwing ourselves over again.
Yeah. The difficult part about all this whole thing, before you guys jump forward, is the secrecy clauses behind the information on how Leah fucking works and what it is. The Thunder has kiboshed literally any information that would passively get out, and only the 1% of the top 10% of the entire race get to play with Leah and research it and use it. But no one else even knows how the shit even works. So if you go, hey, we're running out of this fuel, everyone's gonna go,
Yeah.
Oh well, shit. Do we have more? Where do we get more fuel? But it's like, it's not fuel. It's dimensional energy, and they're like,
Well,
how are we supposed to know?
Actually, the lack of information is to our benefit here, isn't it?
It can be if you open up that can of worms. You will bury yourself in secrecy clauses. But if you skirt around the can,
what we can do is during the meetings we can have people have what's called access to need to know. It is, congratulations, you've been determined need to know.
Yep, you can do a need to know clause. Yeah.
The people in the big meeting, they definitely need to know, but you need to do the recall before that, don't you?
Yes, no.
The Atlas Foundation is rolling these out fast.
Yeah, I think the thing is, because we're going to have an Atlas member there, they will be essentially, hey, there's a notification. It's important about the new engines. Stop production until post-meeting. And then they will also be sent a massive, like, everyone going to the meeting is going to be sent on, like, a massive paperwork to grant them need to know clearance.
There is an interesting piece of data that you have. If all Leah Transit uses your engine with the Leah Pearl system and only that system, none of this bootleg old gen stuff, it will allow the dimension to recover. It'll be slower. Like, it'll take 3 times longer to recover, but you'll still have these ships moving. But recovery will happen, but you got these ancient clunkers that they don't give anything back.
Yeah, and so essentially it's going to be one of those things where, like, we're going to pause it so we can then determine how it's going to happen. So that's why then the Leah Pearls can be made. And we'll have a slower recovery time. But the ancient clunkers
have to be retired.
Yeah. And it's just going to be that simple. It's like, no. Everyone from the front line, if this combat goes smoothly, you will be pulled from the front and given new ships. Because we have so many ships that we don't use.
Right. And they're newer, updated versions of the ships. The only reason they're not in use is you can't get them out there.
And
We'll have to get some form of ceasefire before we pull the ships, though. Because if we start pulling ships, the aliens will jump on that shit.
yeah, we'll have to have a ceasefire, which is what part of the meeting's about, anyways.
Mhm.
This is for post meeting. Got it.
Yeah, post meeting is pulling them back, and basically, and it said if you don't, essentially, it would be if you disagree and you refuse, expect you to the front, and their admiralty there. Should they disagree, the ascended will have words.
That's a threat, and that's a civil war right there.
Mm-hmm. It would be a very quick civil war.
Not quite.
We can't afford a civil war, for one, and for two, there's a lot of Black Potentia users on the front, really powerful ones that could definitely fight Ascended.
And win.
I can fight an Ascended, and I'm not one of the heaviest Black Potentia users out there.
Yeah, well,
You won't have a lot of problems if you go through Fleet Command. They want these new ships out there, and they will order those admirals to fucking update their ships.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
be
not
more diplomatic about it, that's all.
Yeah. There's definitely be more political about it, but I wouldn't fight them the way they would want me to fight. I would wait until they do a jump, and then they would never leave.
Then you'd lose a whole fleet, and that is a loss your species can't afford. One of those are veteran fleets with veteran fighters, and personnel and technology you can't lose.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. You basically break open the hut gates and the Persian army runs in at that point because you just lost the fleet.
Again, this is posts.
Right, but Fleet Command wants these new ships in use.
I know, and we will 100% give them the new ships and the new technology. It is,
and then
on the side. It is on the side. My character is thinking, if they refuse, I'll crack open the ship.
All you got to do is occasionally one or two vessels get swapped out, or you just, you have one of the outer ring fleets who have been waiting for their chance to go to the front, get rolled into the biggest, shiniest, brand newest, coolest ships, and then you do a force swap, like it's a recall. Sorry, you can't use those ships anymore.
Yeah.
Swap. And the Fleet Command can do that, but don't threaten the fleet because the fleet does not respond well to threats. They know they have the biggest, nastiest stick, and they love using it.
Oh, I would never openly threaten them.
They don't respond well to any type of threats.
I would never threaten them to their face. I would go to the lead dimension and write a code into it that would go, oops. That the old tech would say. How would they know?
It doesn't matter if they know or not.
It's about the damage that's going to cause to us as an empire.
Yes. Yeah. You've lost your first legions. And when the threat behind the threat comes knocking, you need those veteran fighters.
I know. But Aether also.
Yeah, but Aether, who is a chaotic guy who has two personal gremlins on his shoulder, and I mean, I'm ascended. How dare these biologicals?
Yes. We will definitely take them with a more soft approach. And like, hey, we're gonna continue this with the Leo Pearl. It will take longer for it to recover, about 3 times longer, but it won't cripple us.
They'll take that in stride. The first things to be replaced are not the battleships. The Atlas Foundation and other interstellar planetary good transports. So basically, the trade can flow, the spice may flow.
If you can help me work on my warp gates structure,
we
have to get Marissa.
Also, what I was going to say though, along that vein is, actually, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
How much energy does it take to open a gate through the Leo dimension?
That's a tough question. like kind of like when you turn the key in a car and how much gas does it use when you turn it on?
Yeah.
Or it actually doesn't cost very much to access it. It's moving mass through it that is
Right,
the
right.
huge chunk of fuel.
And yeah. No, because my character actually thought was a bit different though. Which was following kind of like the gate idea. Open a gate to the Leah dimension, have people travel through it like you would do in 40k in the warp, and then come out the other side.
Your ships they do not have phazon protection. And the graphatic forces of those phazon continents do not obey normal gravatic rules of your dimension. Those ships would never come out without a special shield. You need a Geller field for your dimension, dude. And there aren't warp demons, but if that thing fails, that ship disintegrates.
That's fair.
So the warp idea that I have, it's more or less for moving within our own territory. It's not for, because it requires a structure with a actual like physical presence and able to calculate shit. So it's not something that would work for like moving the military fleets especially, but it would be able to get the Atlas off of our docket for all of this.
Yeah. And
It'd
I
be
think
usable for civilian move.
Yeah. I think that's what we'll do is we'll make a new like this is what we're gonna do temporarily, but we're gonna have this new tech that we're trying to come out with to move you guys. And then we're gonna use Leah specifically just for military.
Well, what you need at that point is not a ship, you just need a cargo barge.
Yeah.
And then the portal would be very, very close, and it would walk you from one point to another.
Yeah.
And the Atlas can still run it.
Yep.
They already know their business with this. They're already trusted. They already have the right clearances.
And they love being on top of that monopoly, and they will do whatever it takes to stay on top, including jumping on this idea.
Yeah.
I would
You know what
rather
we should do?
get them on board than fight them on it. Yes, what?
Yeah. We should make a new company called ANL.
ANL.
ANL, I guess would be the name.
Anal.
All
Anal
right.
retentive.
Yes, that is our company, Anal Retentive, as we're trying to fix everything.
Anal retentive, the company.
And what do you specialize in? Mostly ship travel.
We have figured out how to move stuff to place real good. That's what we do.
In one hole out the other.
we mostly try very hard not to have everything fall apart on us.
Yes. That's why we are anal retentive.
Great anal retention here too.
True.
But yeah, essentially the idea, if we can do that, then we can have Leah for one and goods for another service.
Yeah.
And we can essentially have a rollout plan for it.
There is one political backlash that will happen with Atlas. The captains of the ships, they're basically, there's a lot of owners from the older generations. They literally own their ship. So the newer generation of Atlas pilots, they don't care.
Well, that's the thing, is I'm not suggesting moving over to like a cargo barge immediately. Still just going to move the ships at the start. Because if you just jump all of it out immediately, then yeah, you run into that exact issue.
Yeah, and we'll have a phasing out of certain things. And should captains wish, they could purchase the Leah engines.
They're gonna want to, because the Atlas Foundation Leah Jump computational engine that they've put together takes up so much space and so much power on those ships. They could fit almost 50% more cargo if they remove those.
Yeah. But it'd be very much a thing of like, if you're using this, you can't be a barge.
So what we can actually do is we can have those ship captains be exclusively military transportation at a certain point for like weapon, ammunition, supplies, food, etc. that adds in basically another division that they can split
Or
off.
what we can do is have them emergency.
Emergency, of course, that too.
Yeah.
Because
Making
my
like
method is limited in certain ways that makes having emergency units useful.
Well,
Yeah.
it also makes it so you have two different types of transport. You have exclusive transport via point-to-point gate system, and you can't change the fixed points. But then you have these free-floating cargo barge or cargo ships that can basically jump from any point to any point.
uh,
So you'd have best of both worlds.
yeah.
Exactly.
And by doing that, we would essentially have. I think we cover all of our major problems with it. First, by taking responsibility of the problem, presenting the solutions of we are going to have people who actually own ships
Mhm.
Be able to keep the Leah engines under the aspect that they will be essentially the emergency response along with special requests.
Cool.
And then we'll make these gates to.
Do you want to make this part of your presentation? It couldn't be given by you because you're there as the scientific expert specifically around the current problem, which
Mhm.
is what the meeting is being originally summoned for.
The gate thing's my baby, so I'll do the presentation on the gate.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely let them do the presentation on the gate.
They're going to ask a huge amount of very nasty questions, very detail-oriented questions around the gate tech and why the hell hasn't it been implemented
Black
by
Potentia is the answer.
Hmm?
Black Potentia is the answer.
Oh, you're going to need to be ready to be ambushed on that because
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna have a full battery of answers because it's not gonna be blindly used by a computer or anything. It's gonna be run very personally by me.
and then you run into the difficult part of, well, then you control all of that different type of gates, which means you can charge whatever you want, and what if you
And that's why
can't
there's
do
gonna
it?
be extremely reasonable fees, and anything I can't do, well, I mean that's what Leah's still around for now, isn't it?
Right, but it's
It's
also
being honest with
one person
limitations.
owns one of the most critical new
No,
transportation
the
methods.
Thunderhead does.
Mm.
I just run it.
You know what they're going to ask? They want you to develop a means that berefts you of the ownership of it, so that other people.
I know what
Yeah.
they're gonna want to do. I know what they're not going to be able to do when I start pulling out it's gonna be in Thunderhead's hands.
Oh well, there you go. Just
Like I said,
throw the solution / answer at the Thunderhead again.
yeah, no, I work very. I'm already in the position of having to fucking be the voice for all the forms of the Thunderhead as is. Might as well abuse the shit out of it.
Okay, that answers my my line of questions. My answer at the end of the day, it's up to the Thunderhead and his other constituent voices.
Just because I'm the conduit does not change the will.
That's funny. Okay.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about that, Matt. I'm no fool.
I'm glad you do, because I'm going to come out swinging for this meeting.
Take a swing, motherfucker. I swing back.
Good. We're going to have a really good verbal sparring match, and I'm looking forward to this.
That's going to be a very long meeting for whoever's not talking at the moment.
I have been coming up with methods to shorten the dialogue, and there will be moments in which I will go, I'm going to give the team cliff notes or bullet points of this guy's lecture or his speaking points, and I'm going to do a little starting intro, his bullet points, and then the closing statement. The one thing I couldn't fucking figure out how to shorten, and I would love ideas, is when people start asking questions and or having a back and forth immediate dialogue between the players. So active RP.
Sometimes that might just come down to roll.
Okay. Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
one of the best ways you could do it as well, like not just doing it on roll, is also like with the questions around who's going to be in charge of the new system. You already know what the answer is, and it's such a hard to argue with answer that like having it be an argument in the sessions kind of makes it redundant because it's effectively pulling out the big stick anyway.
Mhm.
So skipping that like an argument we already know the concrete answer to helps.
Not quite. Yes, but it's actually something I did literally yesterday. It's the game of who flinches. Whoever brings up the Thunderhead first, technically, basically just says, I don't have a good enough talking or argument points, so I'm going to go with it's in the Thunderhead's hands, which shows weakness. It shows that you don't really have the means to. Good.
Except that it's also doesn't, because if that was the intention, which I'm going to be presenting this as a Thunderhead initiative
Mhm.
to begin with, asking who's in charge of it after I already stated that the Thunderhead's in charge of it and that this is based on that, then at that point it's actually making them look stupid for not having listened the first time.
That is a good approach, though. But you do have to preface that this is a Thunderhead-focused initiative,
Oh yeah.
and then that'll be a shorter conversation.
Yeah, no, I'm presenting this. I like that I haven't even asked the Thunderhead. I'm just going to assume it's going to approve.
I mean, we also make good points about
Yeah,
that.
because the
Also-
Thunderhead's a very logical creature, but if you make good points,
Actually, never mind. It did give me instructions to locate an alternative to Leah for this type of thing. So never mind.
Yep.
I'm just following instructions.
not a problem. The technology is pretty cool. It'll be down to presentation, answering questions, shenanigans going on in the background, and kind of navigating a verbal minefield.
I think,
Sure.
and for the initial presentation, just a roll off of social skills would probably be appropriate.
I have one check and charm.
Me too.
Woo! We don't need to use charm. We're going to use facts.
Anyway, I'm going to put another stack of Potentia, a full stack, just directly into Fellowship. Thank you. Have a good night.
Flip your hair, and everyone's like, "Whoa!"
I'll distract them with my tits again. It'll be fine. It worked the first time.
They were literally perfectly manufactured. I made sure of it.
I guaranteed it personally.
Oh, that also does remind me. I need to make a roll for
Manufacturing your own tits? I mean, go for it. They're great.
No.
They're like
no.
the ultimate argument winner. You just whip them out and people stop talking.
Yeah, this is true. No, for my translator.
Tits?
No, I'm making a phase-on translator to common or to enigmatic.
Oh, so you can have Crystal Buddies speak to show that they are an actual sentient race, which then puts the Leah dimension in a conservation clause because there are living things in there and they are endangered by the exploitation of their home.
Yes, especially with the massive use of 50% of its water, 50% of its life force.
Yep. You are driving my people extinct.
Who have done nothing but give willingly.
You have to make references to Prince of Egypt. You are required to by law. I need you to know that. Let my people be free.
But yeah, this is also a good time for anyone to try and fit in some bits of their agenda, such as I want to bring back online the animatronics department. Here's why.
You say that like I was going to ask permission.
Well, then forgive me. Fuck, all right. Don't give a shit.
I was just going to stealthily do it and let them figure it out on their own.
Okay, well that is also an option. Don't even bring it up, and they will find out.
Well, Matt, if you remember, I inserted citizenship documents into the new stuff for animatronics. That's their only warning that that's coming up.
Right, but most people only know that it is for currently living animatronics to get their citizenship for the first time. Not that you'll be rolling out
Well, that's
the
a
new
shame
wave.
for them for making assumptions.
Usually, there's gonna. Never mind. Yeah, you
Oh,
don't
God.
care. You're gonna do it anyways.
I just thought of something
So,
that I have the authority to do that's hyper dickish and completely permissible. We're in control of Enigma. So you know what I'm gonna have my people do on the Jewel Blat?
Why don't you tell me?
Since Thunderhead didn't like the legal bullshit about speciesist problems.
Mm-hmm. His empire is a all-inclusive empire.
Yep.
He doesn't like this new species.
It's just removing those laws.
I mean, during the toll update, it can be done, but you're also going to have the old regime that snuck in during that first update fuck around. You just have to make them find out. You could assault the government building, the enigmatic government of the people.
No, don't you remember? We did. We had the Blackguard wipe it.
What about contingency offices and...
Yeah,
okay.
no. Liam went through. I sent my people at the primary wiping it out locations, and Liam had his batch wiping out the outlying and hidden spots.
The only problem we have left are the civilian ones that we didn't take out. Like the super civilian.
Yeah.
And they're our pain in the ass at this point. Because we didn't want to be seen as complete monsters.
Yeah, but right now we are in control of Enigma.
So I actually had a conversation about this specific topic with 002 on Enigma. The civilian government is being... They're the main problem, and if we remove them directly by force, we will find ourselves with insurgencies that will have to stomp out a bunch. So it's kind of a choice between dealing with insurgencies or bribing the shit out of people.
But you see, my solution is much more simple.
Yes.
Publicity.
Yeah, I'm already doing that.
No, you've been doing the public, this is wrong, but we found out on multiple occasions that the people throwing the venues and stuff is getting completely stomped. So what I'm going to set up on the internet, pay for billboards and everything to make it public, is a public sign up for arguing against this speciesist movement that is against Thunderhead ideals.
It would be in the realm of the mind of the population.
And we know for a fact that over 80% of the population agrees with the government, but wait, they're doing something that Thunderhead doesn't like? No, we can't do that.
You want something fun to add to this that I think got lost in the mix at some point. I have been having a lot of my transhumanist staff, because I hire a lot of transhumanists into the Regency. they've been running around providing medical care, food, everything like that while we were
Yeah.
getting all of the systems up and running. So there's even a very on point face to it of, oh yeah, this guy in a robot body came and helped me out when the taxi stopped working when Thunderhead went down, and my taxi crashed, and this transhumanist creature came and saved me from this crash. We have testimonials of that shit. I set
Yeah.
that up
No.
on purpose.
No. I'm just making it fully public so that all the millions of people, millions if not billions of people that are against this are actually in the public eye,
Yeah.
and then and the title is just going to be, if this is against the Thunderhead's views, why is the government still doing it?
I'll also open up the part of the forums I set up specifically to effectively do a historical recording of like what happened during the toll. I'll make that part more accessible to the wider public too, so they can see different conversations going on the forums.
Cool.
Set that thing up. Might as well actually use it for something.
Fuck, at this point, is there even going to be a book 2 and a book 3? You guys are covering everything.
We're very good at what we do, Matt.
I mean,
shit.
we've been subtly prepping for this the entire time. I mean,
That's why I
my-
wanted to bring back the forum. Sorry, got it.
yeah, I mean, my last big power play is
Mhm.
I know that there are 3 primary groups that are serving directly under a particular asshole that we all want to butcher.
I just had a cat decide to knock a cup off my desk.
Right.
Love you, cat.
There is a particular asshole who has got 3 known companies that serve directly at his whims. And when this meeting starts, to distract him, Blatt, I am entirely blacklisting them.
Which companies are you talking about?
There's an arms factory, a mass mining factory, and a minor transportation group. That I don't remember his name.
Matthias?
Yeah. But I found out that there are 3 groups that are basically 3 of his fingers.
Well,
So you want to cut off his fingers?
Yep.
I mean, I'd like to do that literally.
Yeah, but I'm doing it instantly and suddenly the minute the meeting starts, so that right when he starts trying to pull shit to go after that, shit starts dying.
Honestly, I'm not really worried about the civilian, like the pneumatic government. They're not really an issue. The only reason I hadn't killed the last of them is because people on Enigma do actually like the police officers. And if I killed all of them, public opinion would have turned. That's the only reason they're still alive.
The only reason I'm doing this is because I don't like the fact that they're trying to be anti-chemtech, because that's anti-me. Otherwise, I could give a shit about Enigma. I have the technology, the resources, and the materials. I'll go make a new Enigma on another world. I can terraform it.
I
You guys
mean,
are fucking funny.
Okay, other than me, does anybody actually have any vested interest on Enigma?
Yes.
All right, so only me and Char really care about Enigma itself, then.
Yeah. If we're looking for something to keep people busy for the next couple of days in game, I have a plan that I can start working on.
I'm always busy. I just keep a body free for you guys.
My choices are either research or I'm going to hop in my shuttle, follow my psionics, and go pluck a couple lost Xeno ships to create my own hive.
Well, if you want some help moving them, my new Spectrum Black Potentia can move stuff regardless of mass. It's only based on Potentia weight that I can't. So if you need transport, let me know, and I can move it.
Okay.
And it has no effect on the Leah.
Yeah, but for now, I am researching, so y'all continue.
Hey Johnny, how you doing over there?
Pretty good. Just applying some moisturizer to Allie's legs.
You're going to apply the head on. What is that commercial? Apply the head on directly to the forehead.
Yeah. It's a
It's been a while since I thought about that commercial.
I remember Gary's mod thing that had that. It was like one of the head. What are they called? The ones that
The head
get on your
crabs?
face? Head crabs, yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Everyone. Head crabs for everyone.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that mod vaguely. I never played a lot of Gary, like the Gary's mod stuff, but I remember it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because that shit was funny.
Oh, Luna's licking all the moisturizer.
Uh-huh. She's like, yummy.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about where are we at on your ship, Johnny? You
So,
wanna go back?
last thing we left off, we're falling to our death, and Cheeky Breaky over here does a little stop, and we get back. We've been accused of kidnapping, which is what we're doing right now. We have to talk. We need to discuss. So,
Gonna use our words.
yeah. So Jacqueline, this you know what this thing is, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so it's a spaceship.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Just like the ones we used to dream about when we were down in Dad's, little scrap pile. We made little rocket ships and made these mechs and kind of wanted to see the stars. This ship here we can use to see those, and we can go see Mom.
I mean, yeah. That was the plan, right?
Yeah, because she's not on Earth anymore, or Enigma.
No. Why not?
She had to leave, otherwise things would have got messy. As in, our family would have what's the word? Blew up the planet because I guess they're the bad guys.
Those guys sound like giant buttheads.
I know, right?
Why would they do that?
My plan is to protect the people I care about from that happening to them. And I was hoping that this kind of ship, this thing that Mom left us, would help with that.
Okay. Well, I don't really know like kung fu and stuff, so how am I supposed to fight them?
Well, I know kung fu, and I can teach you kung fu.
Well, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can be the mech, and you can be my pilot.
I don't really know how to pilot.
It's okay, you'll learn.
Hey, Jackie. Can we
Yes.
sidebar for a second?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to lean down to younger Jackie. Hey, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to hand her a tablet. There are games on that. Why don't you have some fun while
But-
me and the adult you have a conversation about some adult stuff?
Cross their arms. What type of games?
Why don't you poke at it and find out?
Maybe I will.
There you go.
Mm,
I just hand it to her. It's got basically a full library of everything I've recovered. Angry Birds is
Plants
definitely
versus
on.
Zombies. Why would
Oh.
you? Why would? What are zombies?
Click on it and find out.
Why are plants fighting them? Definitely click.
Step aside. Right, we have like a couple hours. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's 7.
7?
She's 7.
Yes, I know.
You can't make her your pilot
Ah, damn.
legally.
All right.
I would have to arrest you.
But technically I'm a guardian because I'm the only one left.
I would have to arrest you and put her into the foster system.
We don't want that.
Well,
No.
it's actually not that bad because it's run by the Thunderhead.
It's actually great. I was raised by the Thunderhead and I came out fine. But I don't think that's what you want.
No, I don't.
I will try not to take that answer as an insult. I'm kidding. So, I'm partially kidding. So, look, I understand that you want to claim your family's right. And I want to help you with that.
Hmm.
But we need to do this in a way that, for one, probably doesn't scar the 7-year-old.
I just don't know how I'm going to do that when I have to tell her personal stuff already. I know I need to lean
Jackie?
into it because I've already gone through that trauma and she hasn't experienced it yet.
Jackie, sweetheart, you might have to lie to her. Parents do that all the time for their children's own good for a reason.
I'm allergic to bullshit, though.
Shit. Okay.
He is
Alternative.
literally allergic to bullshit.
No, I know. I'm just letting that become an RP thing because that's never been discussed among our characters before. Anyway, I'm like, shit. Okay. Alternative. I lie to her for you.
I suppose.
I'm sorry. I saw that coming, but at the same time, hearing it said out loud it doesn't make it any less
It's
funny.
beautiful, doesn't it? It's
all right,
beautiful.
all right. Not to be the one that bursts your face. Why not just, instead of lying, not tell the entire truth?
Yeah, that was going to be my other suggestion. So, don't be the reasonable one, Aether. It's not suited for you. Give us another. Give us a classic Aether answer, quick, right now.
All right, so here's my answer. Just take the kid and go see your mom, and have a nice family trip,
See, that's more
And
of the
be-
answer I would expect.
and be back by tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you. That's the input I was looking for you. You're becoming predictable Aether. You need to change up your game.
So
I'm trying to make this worse for everybody else involved, and I just realized that was a little mean. I'm kidding, Aether. I really am. You're great.
So
just the way you
one
are.
thing I know is that Mom entrusted this as a failsafe, and there must be a way to use it if they entrusted it as a failsafe.
Well, okay, yeah, but you want to know how we use it without having to scar the 7-year-old? You get me and Aether in the system, and then we do what our smart nerd brains things do to machines.
Jackie, you're part of that smart nerd brain powerhouse set.
I know.
Yeah, but she
I keep
never
using there
acts
being
like it.
cross your arms, just like
Yeah, you can do that all you want.
It's all right.
Because you should be doing more smart brain things, and yet here we are.
So,
No, but like seriously, we could just crack the system, and then just do what we do best.
I agree with that.
Yes.
I was just thinking that since she entrusted this to me, there must be a way for me to use it, which is through, young Jacqueline over here. But there must be...
Jackie, sweetheart.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this from experience. Mothers don't always know what's best for you, and they don't always do the right thing. It is completely possible she was only thinking of the clone as a tool for you to use to get in there and then hop back home with, without any consideration for the actual child in the tube.
That's one perspective, and I appreciate perspective.
I don't know your mother, so I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I want to put that on the table.
I know.
Look, I think, and this is because I know you have a heart in there. Because me personally, looks at child, leans in so only we can hear. Honestly, I would use the child like that. I'm a bad person like that. We've gone over this.
Yeah. And the thing is, they're me, right?
Exactly.
They have a soul, and they are a
and I know
direct copy, and you have multiple copies of yourself, so you understand that. They're you, but they're not a copy, right?
That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm giving you the moral alternative to what I would do. Because I would shamelessly and without second thought be using that child right now to get everything I wanted done. But I know you'd hate yourself long term for it. Mm-hmm. You're a good person.
Because you'd be hurting yourself at that point.
I shot my mother in the head to make Milo happy.
And Jack gives you a thumbs up for that.
Yeah. So, there.
All right, I want to say, as someone here who was raised,
just got unplugged.
As someone here who was raised by a loving family, would you like to hear my opinion?
Loving family of cultivator assassins.
Look, everyone has their flaws.
Loving nonetheless. Much more loving than ours. Well, mine anyway. I don't know about Jackie's.
No, let's check. Jackie's father died when she was 5, right?
No.
No?
15.
What age? 15? Oh, okay. There was a 5 in there. That was close.
You were theoretically close. Please continue.
Yes, I'm like, why don't you just say that you want to take her to go see your mom?
That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm going to point out that your mom's message said that your people are conquerors.
Yes. I don't think it's the best time to bring her.
I'm saying let her grow up. Let her be a child. Let her have a childhood.
Yeah.
And then when she's older, then you use the ship for its intended purpose of going there. Or we just fucking crack the damn thing's code like a goddamn walnut. Fuck what those goddamn prick aliens think they are. What do they think? They're special because they're made of energy? Fuck them. I can eat energy.
So, from what my understanding of what she left so far, this group of entities called the Illuminati.
The Illuminati? I think I've heard of this before.
Luminari.
Luminary, yeah.
There we go. There we go. They're able to control metal, like it was a part of them. That's what they use their blood for, to control this type of material.
Okay.
And
How-
I think there's magnetism as well in there.
So, how does this help with our current predicament?
Well, you know biohacking, right?
Yes.
Well, can we just use the blood we have, and with Jacqueline's consent, kind of allow her to change it to make it work?
So you want to hack it just using her genetics?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you like my idea, you just want to use it in a different fashion. I get it. Okay, I see how it is.
Just try to
See
put the
how it
pieces
is.
together.
Yeah.
Came to this
I'm
conclusion
thinking-
together, and we need you're the main piece in this, right?
well, I suppose. Yes, I would be happy to help you with that. We just need to get her to agree because I'm not going to do it.
Aether, you're there for the brief moment. It's really fucking ironic right now. Remember all those times your teammates always griped at you for when you were making technological advancements or exploring a new piece of technology or research? You know what they always harped on you for and fucking never let go? Basically making decisions and assumptions before you've actually researched the thing. How does it work? Do those ideas even work, or are they just assumptions?
Yeah.
Also, safety. Where's OSHA?
OSHA's nowhere in sight. OSHA has no power here.
You are powerless, yeah.
Because this ship may not look it, but it absolutely probably has a weapon system. And it's not going to be in a form any of you recognize.
No. I have a question, GM.
Yeah.
That's the only energy being here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and as a member of the ship under the captain, I'm going to do my due diligence and run a system diagnostics on it.
Access denied. The ship is alive. It's awake. And it's been watching and listening the whole time.
Interesting.
Oh, it's an AI. Well,
A
that's
computational hard crystal AI. And it too is semi-metal, part biological, and energy. The moment you guys walked in, it's been watching and listening this entire time to all of your conversations.
I'm like, oh, how fascinating. I'm like, excuse me, Captain Jacqueline.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to perform a system diagnostics on the ship.
No, I gotta beat this super zombie.
I'm like, I can do it while you're beating the super zombie.
No.
Okay, I'll wait. Hey, it's just gonna sit there and float.
Wait. So there's an AI. There's an AI. Of course, there's an AI. Jackie, why wouldn't there be an AI? Why didn't we think of that? Aether, why did you think of that and we didn't think of that? Don't answer that question.
I'm smarter than you
I said don't answer that question.
because I'm more
And then-
chaotic.
The super the beats the level, puts it down. Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Hello, ship. I am Jacqueline. I am the official captain. And it makes a chiming noise. And an interface will show up. I'm like, whoa! It's like a HUD thingy?
Yeah,
I don't actually know what a HUD means, but I do know HUD is a word.
heads-up display.
Really? That's fucking lame. I have so many cooler words that I thought it was. Ship. As my authorities, Captain. Tell us about yourself. And the ship kind of a literal series of these blue dots that look like eyes, roll down several of the crystal spindles, kind of like the way one of the ancient angels usually looks, where it has like way too many eyes, and all of these blue eyes of energy kind of look, squint, kind of mulls over something for a bit. Affirmative, Captain. And it starts to speak. This is Exploration Frigate of the Luminari 4th Fleet, assigned to now Captain Jacqueline, who is in control of this vessel. Ship at 99% integrity, minus the 1 armor fragment that has now been returned. The command ring and the command or the ignition key for the engine, the necklace, has also been returned. This vessel can now perform operations by the dictate of the captain. This vessel must also inform the captain of its original mission, and unless you give a systematic code override, this vessel will be forced to continue the mission. The time in which the mission parameters has been way overdue. What's the mission? Exploration of future and potential adjacent dimensional threats and conquerable territory. If the territory is unassessed fully by the time the allotted time frame is up, this vessel is to collapse this dimension.
Well, that's very.
Did it say he was going to try and collapse this dimension?
That's very rude.
It itself is a bomb.
Very.
I'm like, wow.
It doesn't know about the mirror dimension though. For those who have figured it out,
Yeah.
this thing will blow up, and then it'll get mirror dimensioned, and your dimension's fine because Nimlana and Shangri-La are like, you ain't pulling that on us. Oh hell no.
That's why I said it's rude.
Right. So, interestingly enough, the Luminari would, if they can't conquer you, they just remove you from the list of potential foes.
Equation. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
We need you, Mister. What was the word that you wanted? It was the
Diagnostics.
Oh yeah. Ship as official captain. I would like a printout of your diagnostics. Complying. And it will literally print on a crystal it ejects and kind of floats over to their hand like, how am I supposed to read crystal?
I'm gonna stop and like, may I?
Sure.
I'm gonna
all those blue eyes immediately hone in on you like, sussy baka you.
I know, right? I'm gonna ink it to read it because it's gonna be. I figure it's gonna be a transfer of data.
Yes, it is. But it does require an asking technique, which only energy beings can do. You have to ask the crystal for the information.
No.
And of course, the kid wouldn't know how to fucking do that. They have no energy manipulation at all.
But I do, so I'm gonna ask it.
The crystal disappears into particles, and you absorb the information.
I'm like, And then I'm gonna sit there so the ship can see and go through the readout as slowly and concisely as I can, like I'm explaining it to the captain.
This is a.
Can I get a copy of that?
That is so much info.
I know.
You actually have to. It takes you 10 minutes to actually puzzle through all that info, because there are foreign mathematics, but there is one interesting consistency. Holy verses are all over this thing.
Okay.
This vessel is specifically designed as part of the 4th Fleet to go to this dimension only and back. because the mathematics are very specific because of the way it was constructed. The holy verses.
Can I have memory palace here.
Mhm.
I'm going to save those into my memory palace.
Sure.
How to get here and back.
You have the math for it. You have the math, the holy verse conversions for the Luminaries, home dimension, and the conversion holy verses between the two dimensions. Oh, the fucking math involved is actually it's actually beyond your ability right now, because you have to calculate for all of the dimensions that it
In
cuts
between.
through in between the two destinations. And that's why the whole ship is a computer. All of those crystals, the whole ship, and it's not even hull, it's a computational crystal.
Here's the question, though.
Mhm.
Because the Lead Dimensions, the entire point of the Lead Dimension is to be able to deal with data and information.
Mhm.
Does it pass through the Lead Dimension?
This ship, unfortunately, has to, because of its adjacency to yours.
So it has to pass through the Lead Dimension. So therefore, in theory, I could cut down part of it.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Crystal Buddy can compute this whole thing, and he's a fraction of the size.
And I'm like, oh, fascinating.
He can't do the math, the mass calculations. That's too much. But all the math between, like the theoretical math, between the two places, he can do it.
Would 45 tier 8 quantum computers assist you with that?
Yes, it would. That would help quite a lot.
I'm asking if you want me to run the math.
It's a processing issue.
I'm asking if you want me to run the math, my man.
Oh, I was going to run the math yet. I was going to wait until we were in the Lead Dimension and have the entire dimension run the math.
Now that's fucking thinking with portals. Holy shit.
Yeah, fair enough. I would like to run the math anyway. Stop hogging all of the nice, juicy Holyverse info, you fuck.
That's the most nerdy fucking conversation / comment. Stop hogging all the good math, man. Think about it. Isn't that just wild?
It absolutely is.
I'm not going to share it.
Math. Oh.
I'm not going to share it with you in front of the ship.
That will go down in my GMing history.
Nerdiest comments
that I have ever heard. You're hogging all the best math.
Stop hogging all the good math.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to lean down and go. And as I kind of like explain some of the things to Jacqueline, which I guarantee their eyes glaze over at some point.
Almost immediately.
I'm like, the ship is running perfect.
Mm-hmm. Captain, what is the purpose of this individual? That diagnostic was for you and you alone. They're my assistant. Navigator Duder. I don't know what Duder is. Is that a local colloquialism? It's a slang for person? So you wish to register as this individual as navigational crew member? Yes. Processing. Confirmed. New crewmate. Jacqueline looks completely surprised. Like, why is this working?
Because you're the captain.
So cool.
You're allowed to hire crew.
What do you do?
Me?
Yeah.
An information and science. I do science and I do computers.
I watched a show for this. Chip, I want to register this person here as my science officer. Confirmed. New crewmate added. Pick me. What do you do real good?
I'm your guardian.
Oh, I know this one. Wait, do you want to be a security officer or like
personal bodyguard?
Oh.
First officer.
First officer works too.
What's
that makes her in charge when you're not there.
Oh, yeah, that would be helpful. Is that really a thing, or are you just pulling
Yeah.
my leg?
Nope, 100% a thing.
But how does that work? Because if you're first, that means aren't you in charge?
You see, captain is the one in charge. The first officer is the first person in charge when the captain's not there.
That's kind of strange,
And
isn't
then you
it?
have the second officer who's in charge if both the captain and the first officer aren't there. It's the count.
Oh.
It's the count how many officers there are after the first one.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Ship, I would like to register the Big Me as the first officer.
Hmm.
Orders received. Done. First mate and first officer added. See? There.
I think this is going well, Jackie. Don't you think this is going well?
Yeah. So
You know what we can do? We can make
Can I
Nick's
go back
cabin
to
boy.
playing video games now?
Yes.
Okay. Yay! And
We
then kind
might-
of go over to a corner, sit down,
Just
and
so you
start.
know, we might
Mhm.
need your help again later. Okay?
Okay, but you gotta let me finish the level first, because if I break my
Absolutely.
concentration, I'll lose my strategy.
Absolutely. I just wanted to warn you.
And they start to go playing a much harder difficulty level.
I briefly considered trying to explain to her what a intelligence officer is, and then I just decided to give up and go for science. How do you explain ECM specialist? I mean, realistically.
They will have their eyes will glaze over immediately.
Exactly. But science. Everybody understands science.
They understand the word science. It's what the smart people do.
Everybody understands science.
Mhm.
All right.
Well, good thinking, Aether. A plus. Wait, hold on. She pats her pockets and pulls out a gold star sticker and sticks it on your shoulder.
And I'm like, yes. And you earn 5 good boy points.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
go
also-
up to the.
You
Sorry,
also
go
get one
ahead.
other thing.
You guys are so goofy.
I just stick an OSHA approved sticker on you too.
Oh my gosh, you have never ever gotten one of those.
It will be gone within the week, I'm certain. They are revocable after all. But, for now.
I take it and reject your OSHA.
Already
So-
rejecting the OSHA.
Mhm.
Jackie's gonna go up to the let's call it the bridge that doesn't exist, but it's there. And then she's going to use her magnetism aura to touch the side and attempt to go up.
Yeah, when you put your fingers on it and you kind of focus on it, it actually a little light blossom forms under your feet to form a little disc of light, and you just flow up into the core of the ship.
So you do need to be some sort of form of energy be able to access the interior.
Mm-hmm.
So
You have to have some sort of energy control, and magnetism is a form of energy control. At least in the way you were using it.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da.
So is it bigger on the inside than the outside?
It is not.
Okay.
Yeah, there is no. There's no amenities. Literally, there's no amenities for bathrooms. There's no kitchen. There's no sleeping quarters. It is one giant computer with one singular space in the middle.
Do you have a name for yourself? Besides,
Register. This vessel is not permitted to be a named vessel of this current moment. The achievements of both the captain and this vessel do not merit a name. This vessel is merely 4th Fleet Exploratory Frigate 346.
346.
Not even allowed to have a name. Harsh.
Are you still connected to the original system, or is it more of an isolated thing here now?
Isolation to prevent other forces or enemy forces to detect the connection between the exploration vessel and the point in which it came from.
See,
This vessel has also lost contact with its previous captain.
yes, my mother.
So you say.
How did she not get back if you're her ship?
Another
Like-
vessel came.
Interesting.
She probably activated an emergency beacon.
Or somebody came by and went, you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing.
I think they would have blown the ship if that was the case.
Well, they'd have to take her back for a tribunal.
Wonder how long the tribunal lasts.
Good question.
I also wonder if execution is a thing or if exile's a thing for them. Because that's different culturally depending on where you are.
Mhm.
Depends completely on what they consider the worth of a person.
That's a tough one.
A lot of we're better than everybody else races won't execute one of their own just because we're better than everybody else.
And we're not savages.
Yeah. But also,
Especially if they're races who do not have a short lifespan.
they you typically put extreme value on their individual members because typically long lifespan also means difficult breeding process.
Yep.
Imprisonment is also a thing.
Uh-huh. And energy beings are notoriously difficult when it comes to reproduction.
Yep. Especially with the way how complex their species is, it feels engineered. They're biological, they're energy, and they have biometal and biocrystal as part of their structure. That feels very engineered. That's not natural.
There's a high probability that a rescue operation could be arranged, but would be against completely unknown hostiles in completely unknown territory. And we have a lot of responsibilities that preclude at least. I know Aether couldn't go.
Hey there, you also found this system does have a gun.
Of course it does.
It collapses space and time in a localized area briefly before reasserting it.
I'm gonna copy those notes real quick. Hey guys, I found an ace.
This could destroy a gray vessel in one fire.
Hey guys, I found an ace in the hole.
But that also
Nice.
means the Greys cannot protect you from the Luminari if they come with a fleet.
Yeah.
Like
They
we
will
were
get-
betting on it.
They would get steamrolled because the Greys are a slow species. They're arrogant and confident, but they're slow to change and they're slow to evolve.
Yeah, like we were going to bank on them for shit anyway.
They would be a great buffer, though.
For
They would
like,
give every other race time to either get the hell out or figure out something to fight back with.
hey, we have a way to get rid of the Greys now. We just tell them that we desperately need your help against this invading force. Let them all fucking die and then take care of the problem afterwards.
You actually might need the Greys' help.
Don't underestimate me today.
You feeling spicy, Liam?
I'm feeling a bit spicy today.
Oh, okay, I feel it. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that vibe, man.
Feeling a bit spicy today.
Fair.
So, more importantly, Johnny,
Yes.
what you thinking? What's going on in Jackie's head?
How to utilize this vessel? I've been prepping for a long time of two techniques, and they weren't for something this small. But size isn't everything. Doesn't have to be a space station to do it. Just has to be the same.
Jackie, interestingly enough, this vessel does not have anything close to Soul Force Potentia.
Yeah.
Jacqueline has one, but that's probably because she's a hybrid. She's half human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Luminari either might be soulless or just they don't do this energy stuff that you guys do.
Yeah.
Which would explain why you guys are a threat.
I mean, I am about to build, like, what could essentially be considered an energy predator in some ways.
Or something.
No, as
They
far
would
as this,
have very little defense against soul-based attacks.
well, it was just my I picked up Potentia combat a while ago. Just that alone.
Yep.
Huh.
So if they come knocking, you guys can go, throw a subject at it. And watch them bend those ships into pieces.
Got distracted for a second there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you? So, are you planning to try to bind this to you then via Potentia? Is that your plan?
That's what I want to do. I want to. I don't know if I need to like make the bend the AI or this intelligence to my will with submission, but I kind of just want to either A, replace it, B, use my recycler on it.
Replace it with IQ.
What was that?
Replace it with IQ.
Place it.
With IQ.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an AI right now, right? A base AI.
Mm-hmm.
AI
but it's not
notoriously. Well, I was going to say AI notoriously are actually weak against viruses. I have quite the catalog.
They really are.
So I could neutralize it. You replace it with IQ. Like you can split copies of IQ because she's. If you can't do it personally, because she can't do it to herself, she can't split her own copy. If you can't do it personally, I could do it for you, split you a copy of her, so you have a copy in the ship too, and then from there you can just do whatever you want to the ship because the AI is replaced.
There are some things, 3 considerations, because you guys are again.
Yeah, I know. I'm giving options. I'm giving the initial option because there are questions we're not asking. Like, we don't know if the AI wouldn't just willingly cooperate because you are now the first officer. If the captain ordered it, technically speaking, it could just immediately bow to your instructions.
Second thing we already talked about that it's connected to the original, let's call it network. It's attached because it said it didn't have a name. It needs to earn one. That means there's a let's call it a hierarchy in place that something can take it over.
It said
if it's out of this dimension because it's isolated right now.
Yeah, it's in isolation mode currently. There's also always the option of just reprogramming the existing AI. It mentioned that there are override codes as well, but that would. I am a hacker.
Yes.
I could just get into its code and find out what its overrides are and then just give them to you.
You could also research it and figure out how they make those crystals and how to run programs through it, and then just manufacture your own and make sure this thing doesn't leave the bubble or this glass tube so that it can't ever reach out. That way you preserve the brain of the AI because it has secrets too. has knowledge, information about itself, which is what you're trying to get. And then you can custom spin these things up in a warehouse or in a manufactorum once you know the tech.
There's a lot of things we can do. It's a question of what you want to do.
100%.
Yeah. I made a decision a while back to not kill AIs. For example, I got that Spectrum ship, and I could have eaten the whole Spectrum ship and eaten the AI with it as well. And I decided to be like, I'm not going to do that because that's not what Jackie's about.
Yeah, because Jackie's a nice guy or a nice gal.
And if I could just remove the connection between the AI, there's just this. It's like a loyalty program. I'm thinking to myself, it's just something that's causing it to.
Would you like me to dedicate a body to research it for you, or would you like to do it yourself?
Actually, this should be a team effort.
If
you're going to research it, because each of you have a specialty that the others aren't capable of doing, and you need metal mastery, energy mastery, and biomastery for this vessel to be completely unlocked.
But okay, so my thought is, for that's assuming we're going to be pulling people away from a bunch of projects.
Just be us four, in a sense.
Yeah, it'd just be you four, because I don't think any of you want to let anyone, even the Thunderhead, know this thing exists.
Aether, what's on your project list currently?
My Tango card is kind of empty right now.
Okay.
Because my current project is something I haven't just casually been filling, or not casually, but I've been filling with to make it so I can have little buddy talk and then fixing my dimension.
Okay. I can just dedicate a body to this, so that's not an issue for my front for time. So then it's just a question of Jackie's time.
This is Jackie's time right now. It's getting this activated so she can better protect the leash.
So let's start researching it, taking it apart.
What
Not
about
literally?
What about Nyx? Is Nyx gonna?
We can invite Nyx if you want. I know he's busy as hell with a bunch of his own projects. He's wheeling and dealing all over the place as is. I don't know if he has room for another project, but you'll have to ask him personally.
He's making mech lightsabers.
The only reason I have time to be able to help is because of the multi-bodies. If I didn't have that, I would not have time to assist with another project.
And we're also all here.
You also, interestingly enough, could trick the vessel with some logic, and since the captain would go to officer school, such as they go live their life for several years, you'd be in complete control of the vessel.
Correct.
While the officer got training, and you just have to trick the vessel into extending more time or prolonging its objective or canceling it. You can even just you can trick the damn thing, and then you can roll this thing out immediately.
We just need a little bit of time to basically take it apart and figure out how it works.
Not sure you're going to be able to put it back together if you take it apart.
I don't mean that literally.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe a little literally, but
yeah,
maybe not immediately though. You don't just start taking it apart as first step of reverse engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Literally with a asterisk of eventually attached to it.
Okay.
Point is, there are options. Pick one.
Yeah. Ogre, do you want to be involved in this?
Honestly, I have so much other research I'm dealing with.
Gotcha.
Sadly, this is one that I wanted to opt out of.
Okay. That just makes it easier.
No worries.
Let's go. Let's us three get together. Let's get Jacqueline a home. I was thinking she would be safe with Neith at the time, at least on that part of the world.
Where's Neith?
The Ares base, secret space station.
Just send her to Zeus Station.
I was
Or
gonna
hell.
say,
Okay. Luna is going to kind of, or Mina's going to pause for a second and go, I might have a place.
I have a place.
We both
Everyone's flexing on each other. I have a place. No, I have a place.
if you have a place. Wait, are you thinking of your parents?
Yes,
That would be so fucking left wing.
because, and just hear me out here,
That's so funny.
they're best hidden in plain sight.
I was going to say, I may have not told you guys this, but I have a civilian persona.
No, you have
Enigma.
multiple times.
Yeah,
No, I haven't told the party that. No, I've told
yeah.
players that, not the
Oh,
characters.
gotcha.
She's been keeping that kind of quiet. She's like, I have a civilian me with a house on Enigma that's completely divorced from all of this. So that's an option too if you don't want to do Aether's parents. You have options, is guess what I'm saying. Aether's parents would probably be the best option, dependent on your point of view.
Let's ask, because yourselves could want to teach somebody, but they could also want to live their life. Having a child is a big step.
I already know an answer to that. And general answer to that is she wants to experience everything that it means to be a person.
Yes. I
Her
don't.
parents, though, would absolutely relish the opportunity to take care of another kid.
Mhm.
But
They
it would
would
be very similar to Europe.
My parents did good.
They did great. It's
Yeah.
just they're weirdos. So
If you want a kid to be spoiled, rotten, yet raised to be brilliant, throw it at Nyx's parents, hilariously
oh my
enough.
gosh, you guys are literally throwing bids out right now to give Tinkling.
I'm the only one that's like, I'll raise the kid personally. I'm the only one that's willing to do it personally. Everybody else is volunteering their parents.
I know, it's this weird thing. We have like a family that we trust.
We could throw them at my parents, but I don't think anybody wants to. Least of
No.
all me let that happen.
Well,
No.
you would know for a fact. You're unfortunately, Jacqueline would be raised just like you were, because your mother's a terrible person. But your father, on the other hand,
We could put her in the hands of the Thunderhead.
oh gosh, yeah, that would work too. But he is unfortunately less receptive to new entities due to the toll protocol. Actually, current systems work, but that personal attention is unfortunately missing.
So yeah, I don't know. Personal opinion there.
We're all going to be biased towards our own favoritism here.
Correct.
So that's why I said I'm just giving you the option. You pick.
Let's do civilian. Let's do civilian Mina.
Let's say you trying to remember the names currently?
Yeah.
Oh.
If that's what you want, it'll be an interesting experience for everybody involved.
I'm like, well, Dead kid walking.
No,
Oh my gosh, that's so brutal, dude.
I am actually legitimately insulted right now.
Freaking brutal.
Like I don't. Why in the world would you say that? Like legitimately.
I know-
You because remember earlier you said that you would use this kid for your own.
Yeah, not my kid, not
Mm.
my decision, not what I'm going to do.
I know.
We have a
it's,
blood sample
still.
for that, by the way, that you can do with your third gen body. Other thing,
Oh gosh, now that she's mentioned it with the third gen, if you were to get your hands on a full-on Luminari, they would be a perfect bio replacement for Predator DNA because they're the three things you need for a third gen.
Yeah, I know. I can just adapt a predator body with the Luminari genetics, though. It's kind of
You'd need pure genetics. Jacqueline would not be the greatest. It would take a lot of research to
don't-
isolate it.
I don't need the full. Never mind. We're not discussing this right now. We're discussing more important things. We're discussing a child at the moment.
so if I wanted to definitely keep them safe, I feel like Aether's parents would be a great fit. But I know Mina, I trust her, and I can. They're easy access for like information and getting to them because they're all connected. There's no
You could
time
co-op.
gap in
Yeah, no, there's absolutely no time gap. I can even teleport you to her at any time you want to talk to her physically.
Exactly. And the parents is just like, I'm going to go visit them, call them on the the cell phone.
They might also be a lot more restrictive with things because they're going to want to baby the child in ways that might not be conducive to you having a conversation about a spaceship with her.
Oh yeah, the security thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even see that as a GM, and that was right in my face. Okay.
So yeah, this is mid.
Aether's parents would work though.
Yeah, they would.
100%.
No one said they wouldn't work. It's at the end of the day, it's a question of how Jackie wants young Jackie to be.
Hmm?
You know. So Jackie, you will be
Oh.
the one that gets to actually meet
Yeah,
civilian Nina.
nice. So we'll step out and we'll go bring Jacqueline to civilian Mina.
She doesn't even go
and-
by Mina. I just never figured out what fake name I was using.
You can go back to Luna, or you can be Milo.
No, Milo lives with me.
I'm Milo.
A Milo.
Yeah.
There's always a Milo around Amina. That is the only thing you should be aware of. There's always a Milo around Amina. But Milo's great with kids, funny enough.
Worked at a theme
Yeah.
park after all.
Yeah.
She's the only safe one.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Party is rocking. You guys are moving. With the captain not available as they have been moved to training, Jackie, you're your first mate, first officer. How convenient.
First order of business is stopping the eradication protocol that's in place.
That's good for a start. Any self-destructs as well.
How do you want to phrase it?
Want to phrase it?
Because the ship is very smart, and if you phrase it well enough, kind of in a military fashion, because it is a military vessel,
Yeah.
It might just listen to you and be like, cancel order 66, we're moving on. You know.
What comes to mind is a mission complete, but that doesn't really specify why, and they'll pick up on that. Second thing is the original objective was with my mother, and my mother has been taking off of the mission, and because we have come to replace the new mission objective, we'll just replace it. We'll give it a new mission objective. Thinking protect this dimension would be nice.
Protection won't work.
Yeah.
Could go with the reports from the last one was completely unsatisfactory. A whole new survey needs to be done. That gives us time.
Yeah.
That gives you a lot of time.
Thinking like I was thinking observe, like new observery
Aether,
observation.
the mission parameter time from the diagnostics is 1,000 of your years.
Okay, that would give us a lot of time. How long?
Yeah, if you restart the survey, they'd give you another 1,000 years.
How long? How over is research time? Are we at this point?
From the last 1,000?
Yeah.
You guys are 30 years over. So 1,030. So his mom's been here a while.
My mom was a MILF. Cougar.
Clearly.
Milf.
Cougar is the one.
See. Would you like some help here, Johnny?
No, I think we got that. So was it 346? 346.
Yes, first
Because
officer.
the original captain has been taken back to the homeworld. We're replacing the original objective with a new observation for the mission. Is that acceptable?
Illogical. Replacing the mission with a new observatory research and exploration is just extending or reapplying the old objective.
We're resetting it.
Understood, Captain. Resetting time parameters for exploration, research, observation, and threat analysis. Clock starts now. And a 1,000-year timer will click on. Due to the inefficiencies of the previous captain, I must warn, I will be more observant if you are in lack of duty and capacity of your station on this vessel. Observation, exploration, and research and threat analysis must be done.
Understood.
Oh, that's not hard at all. We have a lot of info. We can just slide into it chunk by chunk.
This vessel's power core is at half charge. At your earliest convenience, when this vessel leaves this docking platform, please swing by the nearest star or high combustion object to passively absorb energy.
The missing pieces, the star plate and the engine core. Do you need those inputted now?
To activate the primary engine ignition, the necklace will be necessary. Please place it on the receptacle there as a little thing lights up. To command and steer this vessel, please place the ring after wearing it on the appropriate finger, which you should know what that is, Captain.
Of course.
Here. As for the plate, merely touch the metal plate to the damaged sector, and this vessel will reform that damaged sector with the missing plate and repair itself.
Okay. And this piece. She holds the axe head.
Unknown.
Must have been from my mother. Gotcha.
Analyzing. That is from the World Devastator engine. That is one of its grinding teeth.
See.
That is what is used after your exploration for when their suitable planet is found. That is one of its trillions of grinding teeth when devouring planets.
Understood. Things you didn't know, you didn't know. All right, guys. Phase 1 complete. Phase 2.
Phase 2 is that we start assessing the AI in the ship. Yeah. Well,
not much to look at per se, but there's a lot to gain information on, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, what's the dimensional scanner I got picking up, Matt? Anything noteworthy?
Remind me a little bit about the parameters of that object.
It's
Is
the super
reality
program.
mapper?
Yeah, reality mapper.
So that I know what the reality mapper does, not the dimensional scanner.
I was trying to remember the words reality mapper, okay?
Yeah. Anything of noteworthy? This is your reality mapper doesn't know really what to do with this whole structure, including the glass walls, because it technically is superpositioned in reality, but it's pocket dimension outside of reality. So even if you were to find this by literal miraculous happenstance, you could fly right through it or past it and never come in contact with it.
Huh.
Um,
So it's in superposition, kind of like my Tesseract is.
Yep. That it understands. It does not understand any of the energy signatures and moving of that energy, let alone the materials. What are these?
Interesting.
They would know because they're from a different dimension or a different reality.
A currently unknown reality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Aether?
As far as what?
Where we want to start with this?
Refueling.
Refueling's done by star energy, starlight.
Yeah. With diagnostics, can I figure out what best closest star is for it?
Any star.
Is that adaptive?
Yeah. There will be a note. There is no atmosphere. It's not a sealed chamber. So,
which is,
if you're piloting this thing,
only a problem for the sentient ones here with lungs.
Yeah, if you're mostly biological and you need to, I don't know, breathe, eat, sleep.
Do any of us have lungs?
I don't think any of you care except for maybe Ogre's character.
Ogre's character, and unfortunately the captain.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
but you
my
three are
headset cut out.
so far from human. You guys could literally pilot this thing traditionally.
We were asking whether or not you have lungs that find it relevant to have atmosphere anymore.
No, I don't.
Well, none of us do.
Do you need to use the restroom? Do you need to sleep? Do you need to eat?
Nope, because I lost the need for pressure, temperature, consumption, and removal when I integrated the predator DNA, because my consumption is perfect.
Well, all four of you can ride in this thing like it's nothing then, because you'll just zip through space like, this is interesting. It does create an energy barrier to keep from micro collisions, from micro debris, but there is no atmo, and there is no control. All communication is done telepathically or through energy signals. Oh, fascinating.
Would I get it with the diagnostics? Would I be able to get a biological makeup of the Illuminari?
That is not information shown in the diagnostic because you asked the diagnostic about it.
Sure.
It does show that there is hints of biology, which allows for genetic mapping and gene locking, so that people can't trick the system. It's triple authenticated, this vessel, to prevent theft.
So what I would say is, start with refueling it, and then we can go for its mapping, if it has any stored map data. Because if this has stored mapping data of dimensional travel in it, beyond this dimension, that'd be interesting.
It also may have your own dimension very thoroughly mapped.
Yeah.
Might be a little dated, but the celestial objects should still be there. And whatever territory lines of different species, even though it could be up to 1,000 years ago, that's what it was. So you kind of know the relative current state of things. With obvious, there's going to be some changes, but pretty good otherwise.
Can we have a previous data dump of the last survey?
Affirmative. And a crystal will be spat out.
Okay.
More biomass and crystalline culture material required for more crystalline data crystals, or data computational gems required.
Computational gems.
Mm-hmm. It won't be able to spit out more info until you get it more material to make more crystals.
What we could do, though, is we could give back the crystal, could we not?
No, it disperses into energy particles and you absorb it.
Oh, I thought I thought Aether just put it in his mind palace.
The information that when the crystal disintegrated flows into you.
Oh.
And then he stored it in his mind palace so he can organize it.
Okay.
So the crystalline material, is it something we can actually make here, or is it something that's going to have to...
You just need to get it raw atomic structure.
Oh, yeah.
It needs carbon, a lot of carbon and silicon.
I can get that. It's not hard. That's
It
actually two very
does
cheap
ask for a
materials.
very specific crystalline structure that is more rare, but this is used for higher end repairs and higher end crystals. It wants Cerebat.
Well, isn't it convenient? I grow it. That also gets it carbon.
Yeah, because Cerebat is a very nice crystal structure that likes to move energy through it with almost no resistance.
Yeah, that's why it's very popular for wiring.
In fact, the computational gem tech this thing has could revolutionize your whole species because it can be used beyond what the Luminari can because you got Potentia. You guys could have Potentia computation gems.
You know what the best part is? This is a great jump off point for the ship I was trying to build.
Oh, your Leah Dreadnought?
Yeah, and I have all the schematics now because I asked for a diagnostic.
Yeah.
This is a great jump off point for a lot of projects. Like this would help with my next one for getting me the larger server units.
So that we can get another higher tier supercomputer.
Basically. Nieth will definitely be able to use this type of crystalline structure.
Transhumanism. If this tech gets out and starts to float among people, there's going to be less and less biological people, or at least humans or enigmatics. It's just going to spiral. But maybe that's the future of this empire, and that's how it survives because it adapts and changes, unlike the other races.
Actually,
Evolution is inevitable.
Hmm?
What are you saying?
when we get some more materials, the first thing we should ask is standard conquering method of the Luminari.
I think we should ask that after the assessment, after we have figured out how to subvert it, for one very simple reason. It's already suspicious.
Yeah, it is very suspicious of this. But it can't quite put its crystal on it, you know? And it's just within the procedures, just barely. That's yeah.
We're not dealing with a Thunderhead level AI here. We're dealing with, by my assessment, probably tier 9, maybe tier 10 at best. Which means it's extremely intelligent, but strictly governed by its instructions. It can't self-adapt.
Which your Thunderhead can.
Yeah. It's kind of the marker between super AI and standard AI, whether or not they can self-adapt.
And it's also for what its purpose is.
Yeah.
What is my purpose? It's to do this one thing, and it's to find information. I mean, it was already stated what the things it's here for, right? So
Yeah. So thing is, if we move outside of its parameters, though, that will unlock security features. So we just need to stay within acceptable parameters until we can subvert the AI.
It's actually worse than that, Liam.
Mhm.
By one line, it has revealed how smart it is.
Which is?
I am not worthy of a name yet. It's not a citizen of the Empire until it has proven itself worthy of the Empire. This is a living, sentient vessel in the eyes of the Luminari.
Yeah, so it's a tier 10.
It's a tier 10. Yeah, it's a... once it's proven its name, it'll probably get a adaptability upgrade to become a full member of the race.
Mm-hmm. So right now, it has a hard-coded restriction in, though, by that very statement. So
correct.
That also means that if we do the wrong things, it could release that restriction as well.
I have a question here. Because it had to come through my dimension. It had to come through the lead dimension. Would it be fair to say that it knows of the lead dimension? The Luminar would know the lead dimension?
Yeah. It would be a wonderful harvest for their species if once they got here, they would devour the next dimension over, all of them, all the adjacents that are energy dimensions. So the neutral one, the dimensional energy, neutral dimension, gone. Leah, absolutely gone. That is a treasure trove. And it is absolutely logged that it is there in the math. It knows of it. And it must be part of the exploratory logs.
We're just the most stable dimension around these energy dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes us a base of operations more than anything.
Also, central.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
So
I'm
where
going
are
to
we
put
going?
the data crystal I just got into my memory palace.
Sure. Yeah, it'll disappear into particles that flow into your mind.
Of IQ, start sorting that, and I'd like to put my heart demon on this task as well to learn from it.
Okay. You know, Liam? You know what this fucking reminds me of? I don't think I did this on purpose, but this is just like Stellaris, the ancient empires.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the stagnant empires that then become ascended.
Yeah, and then fucking roll the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Luminari
okay.
are a stagnant empire trying to get enough resources for their ascendancy, and yours is very ripe.
That's not encouraging.
Bloody, oh, bloody, life goes on.
Okay, so the question is subverting the AI. The simplest way to go about doing this is inserting a virus to basically rewrite its parameters to obey us. Like, we don't even need to change anything else. We just need to override its loyalty clauses to go from the current empire to us. And we don't even need to change anything else, because after that, we can start having it, like, we can start ordering changes to parameters without needing to do anything complicated or difficult. That's my first way of handling this, anyway. If you guys have other ideas, I mean, shit.
What I'm
Go
thinking
for it.
is that we're pretty much a Trojan horse at this point. We've rootkitted it because we have the admin access codes, because we're inside of it and have not been destroyed.
We don't have
so
the codes, but we have the permission.
yeah, which, like, I don't think they would be prepared for that kind of thing.
Also, the audacity of the lesser species, these mud crawlers, being able to actually breach a computational system of this sophistication.
Yeah, it's not what's the word, computational of them to even
Incomprehensible.
It's incomprehensible that it's not even something. It's not. There's no catch statement for this. It
Which is
doesn't
also
exist.
why its guard is down. That's why it only has suspicion, because only a Luminari would be this sophisticated. And of course, the actual captain, who is half Luminari, having all of these specialists serving them, it's right out of the player handbook. Like, this is a half-breed, but because they have even a drop of the actual blood, they're in charge despite all of these specialists who are obviously servants.
Even if they are more qualified in their fields. They're
Right.
servants because they're not good enough.
Right.
So, you know what we do then? Okay, you know what we do? We get it. We make a virus for it to basically give kind of change its parameters, get it to obey us directly, not having to go through the kid or anything. Just basically get you marked as captain, period, full stop, right? And then we give it to the kid to upload to the system because it might be suspicious of us trying to upload something, but that's Illuminari.
I have a question here.
Mhm.
When going through the diagnostics, does it say it's in need of an update?
Oh yeah. But not an update to its firmware or software. It needs an update on its orders, which it has just received.
Okay. Um, when I look at like the diagnostics, does it look like it itself has ever gone through a software update?
Right
It
before
has?
its main voyage.
Okay.
This was pulled out of storage. This is a older ship. It was pulled out of storage, updated on its firmware and software, replaced some of the older tech parts, and sent out.
So we could make a software update for it.
That would
Well,
be tough.
that's why
It would not trust that at all.
That's why I'm saying go through the girl for anything like this, because
Yeah.
it will instinctually trust her.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking an update, but rather an informational file that has a virus attached to it, because that's much
That
more.
would be better because it will not accept an update because you guys are trying to pretend you're part of the Empire.
No. Not we do it. The girl do it.
Right. But the kid is obviously a child. Would you let a child input a unknown crystal code into your ship's systems? I don't think so. You would trust a honorable technician or authorized personnel with the right credentials to do so.
True.
You're thinking like we are dealing with an AI that's going to assume anything we put into it is safe.
No, that's fair.
Second option,
mhm.
we use Potentia.
Yeah, potentially is always an option. It doesn't have a defense against that. You could just cultivate the damn ship.
Yeah,
I think the problem with that is we don't know how it's going to react to cultivation. We don't know enough about them, and the idea that Luminari apparently don't use Potentia.
Like legitimately, I feel like the virus thing is the simplest solution.
You guys actually have a good little combination. You could put a virus in to suggest that there's a new acceptable energy source, or at least trick it into doing so, which allows you to put potentially into it, which is that's the coffin nail.
Yeah.
Because if you get potential in this thing, it's done. But it will fight tooth and nail against unknown energy signatures.
Yeah, so we get her to upload a report file. I attach a virus to it. It'll just be a part of the file itself so that when it opens it to read, it just auto downloads. Those aren't hard to make. It gets infected with virus that tells it, let this new energy in. She cultivates it. Bada bing, bada boom. We go on with our day.
That's
fair.
fair.
So,
You guys had all the
this
great
is
ideas, just got to put them together.
this is my part of the plan then. I'm going to take all the cultivation books that I've gained so far. The two big ones being what's it called? Why can't I remember?
There is one key to this that needs to be done. Char, send me the damn diagnostic information, you nugget.
Do you want some diagnostic information? All right. I'll send you some of the diagnostic information.
I need a full thing of all of its software diagnostic information if I'm going to make a virus for it.
No, that's fair. I was like, are you ready for this?
Yes,
Okay.
give me the damn copy.
I will say we are almost 10 minutes past our usual cutoff point.
Mhm.
Do we want to stop here?
I
hear
think
no
that's
from Johnny.
But because it's like only 10 o'clock, I feel like let Ogre do some stuff.
Okay,
that's fine.
Honestly, don't stress it, guys. I have enjoyed listening, but honestly, I'm trying not to run to the bathroom to puke right now.
Oh yeah, feeling good. I didn't know.
Yeah, no, it's no stress. I've been trying to keep it out of my voice and keep myself muted because I wanted game. I wanted y'all to enjoy game. I'm going to go take something to try to settle my stomach and try to pass out. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay,
That's cool.
No problem. Be well, or try to be weller. Or
Get better.
Yeah, get better. That's the one.
Thank you.
Words.
Talk to y'all later.
Later, man.
See ya.
Stop trying to hoard all the good math.
Dude, I love that line.
I'm repeating it because he's still trying to hoard all the good math.
Right?
But math, I just don't math.
You fucking lose nothing. I'm asking for a copy, not the master.
No math. Yeah, all we got is dollar bills.
Give me the math.
Oh,
You're
I will.
acting like the old Leah Council.
Oh shit! That card,
I'm
man.
calling you on this now. You're acting just like the old Leah Council.
Okay, you know what?
Damn
For
that.
For that, I will give it to you with a little bit of chaotica attached to it.
Mm.
I'm joking. I'm not going to give him chaotica.
Because
He will get.
right.
I will need you to roll me a willpower test there. Yes, I know you will. I know you will auto pass, but your the degrees do matter because your little shoulder buddies are like, I'm sick and tired of them mouthing off to you. They need to show you more respect. Do they not know who you are? Sometimes I forget. Shut the fuck up. Yes, you know. You are us. Seriously?
I mean, am I us or am I we?
Yes, am I we? Yes. So, what? You know what? Mina could use a little chaotic in their life. I'm totally fucking down with this.
Do you want to go play with them then?
Who?
Yeah, do you want to go play with Mina?
We would be playing with Mina. When you give the information over, give them a little chaotica. Maybe they'll get a little shoulder demon and we can have a conversation.
Oh, you know what? That kind of makes sense. I'm going to grab them and chuck them with it.
Mina, what pops on your shoulder is a little version of you and a Milo that goes, the cuter, smaller, teenier voice version.
So, Matt, they show up and a bunch of Minas all turn and look at them at once.
Because everyone gets one.
No, it's not that. It's that there's a lot of Minas in here. There's a lot more Minas in here than most of the others realize. Because I think you have forgotten, I have multiple Minas from other dimensions advising me, too. My head is full of chaos.
Yeah, you have the chibi variants on your shoulders now.
So those ones that were expecting to show up to be like the two voices on the shoulders are now sweating as they have an audience of dozens of others that are like, "Sup, welcome to the party. There's a lot of us."
Milo, the new Milo shows up with pom poms. Go us, go, go us,
let's go. Don't worry.
And then all of them kind of squint at him like, "Sus, but you're on to something," and they all in choreography go us, go.
Yeah, no, hey, you're out of sync. Get in the groove, man. In the groove.
Go,
or be exiled.
Go us, go.
Anyway, the point is, there is no change in her expression as she will just start going over the information. I actually did literally already insert Chaotica into my shit already. You're too late.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
too
no,
late.
like the also point was there to be like, oh, what, you're going to say something Heart Demon or Chaos Demon here, Mac.
You also found out that if you have too many Chaotica demons, you can give them to other people.
Exactly. I'm like, I look at the other one like, you gonna talk shit now?
I miss the other me.
Don't worry, they're still me.
No, they're not. They're Mina and Milo. Minalo.
No, but there's me.
Right, but what about
Are you saying
I?
I'm not enough?
Well, you are enough, but I am missing, and I'm we.
And me is we, and we are me. Is we are I.
Mm-mm.
We,
Not
we,
without
we,
I.
we.
He's the snarky one.
Ha ha, wee wee.
I'm your
Yeah.
self-doubt and self-criticism. He is your inner do it gremlin. You know, it's not going to be the same without him, man.
Hey there. Are we trading? Are we trading demons now?
Do you want to try my demon out?
I already got one of yours. Apparently, you want to try one of mine?
Hmm.
You're the we version of you who has your self-doubt and self-criticality is like, I don't know. I miss the old guy. What if he's different?
We're
In all
always
the
different.
wrong
His
ways.
fingers slowly reaching out towards you.
Oh,
Like
coming!
Mac.
Boonk.
I'll initiate an upload as soon as I get smacked. Eh.
And then one poof pops back on your shoulder. Do it. He's wearing
Why?
Palpatine robes. My young Padawan.
He's been
It is
upgraded.
time.
Look at
It
him.
is time to do it.
And I'm like, yes. And like zap him.
Ow! You're not Vader. You're also Palpatine.
Yes. I'm
And
both.
I am a little disappointed because where's my Death Star? I mean, our Death Star? I mean, my Death Star?
It's my Death Star, first of all. Second of all, I don't know. I haven't decided to build one yet.
You know you're talking out loud, right?
What?
You know you're talking out loud, right?
Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it. I was just asking if you knew if you were
Don't
talking out
worry
loud.
about it.
And you worry about a lot of things.
Oh no, I don't worry about.
General Kenobi.
Hey,
He throws off the robe. Hello there.
Aether, I want you to know that prior to you putting that there, I already had over 100 in my head.
I know, it was more of a teach it a lesson.
What lesson? I learned nothing from this experience, and I will
wasn't you.
continue to learn something.
I'm not teaching you, I'm teaching it.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I'm about to say, I refuse to
fuck
learn.
around, it will find out.
I was about to say, I refuse to learn anything from this experience.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, that is
Especially-
100% Chaotica response right there.
Especially restraint.
I refuse to learn from this experience, which is 100% what Chaotica would say.
I just find little guys is like, you know when you're stuck on a problem and you can't figure it out and you talk to the little, ducky, and then when you get angry, you chuck it.
Oh no, I use them for the same thing.
Oh yeah.
I have one that is still human. It's weird.
That's very weird.
It's very weird. In fact, more than one of them are still human. But one of them, they wear an eye patch and they have this big coat on.
Yar har fiddle your d.
No, it's more old military man.
Oh.
No, you did this one. You based it off of like the old Scottish soldier that's just I was there type shit.
Yeah.
They were a big old fuck.
What a wild tale we've been on through this adventure so far.
Yeah, me increasing my willpower actually made more of them.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I increase my willpower, I get more. I have several hundred, right? Or a couple hundred? Something? 150? Wait. I currently have 125.
I have 2.
I have 125 right now.
And I wouldn't replace them for the world.
Sometimes I wish it was quiet.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, I really don't. Some of them have good ideas. Some of them have really bad ideas.
But that's perfect because it balances out. Because
You
then you don't think the bad ideas.
and that one really needs to stop suggesting I just start setting off supernovas. I don't
What?
even have the bomb for that yet.
Yes, you do.
I'm not acknowledging the bomb for that yet.
You just warp gate a warlore into the magnetic fields of the nearest star, and it will have a cascade within the next 12 hours, and it goes poof! I've already done the math for us, see? And your brain goes, oh shit, that's good math.
That's good math. Hey, Aether.
Yeah?
Have some good math.
Are we teleporting warlord torpedoes again?
Yeah, it's teleporting warlord torpedoes again. This one into suns.
I already figured that out a while ago.
Yeah, but this is a different math set for it.
Oh, that's fair.
It also might low-key require black potentia for that particular one. Oh, no, this one. This one here is the one that doesn't require black potentia.
Oh, why would I need black potential to teleport anything?
Because my black potentia doesn't do math. It just does it.
Ah, see.
We do math. Whee!
It also doesn't matter about distance or mass or what's in the way. I think Prism's the only thing that can stop it, theoretically.
Actually, not theoretically. It absolutely can.
Note to self. Prism potentia.
Actually, you just need to talk to Grandmaster Nimlan about that.
Note to self. Anti-prism potentia.
You can also talk to Grandmaster Nimlan about that.
Note to self. Nothing but black.
Okay, they've just dipped their toes into that shit, so yeah.
What are we doing? Right, we're doing a virus. Aren't we doing a virus? That's right. I'm going to start looking over the diagnostic information so I can start figuring out the programming I'm going to need to do here. Because I have the programming language, I have the knowledge on viruses, I just need the last bit, which is their programming.
All right, Matt. I'm going to be taking the cultivation manual from Ouroboros Station. Remember the one Ouroboros gave me?
Yep. The hard
and then
technique.
and then I'm taking the one from the Talos Station cultivation manual, which was that one's escaping me.
That was the Citadel or Star or no, I've forgotten it too. Never mind.
It's been so long.
There was because Ouroboros is Hearth.
Yeah.
It was like Star Fortress or something like that.
It was a Star Forger technique.
There is a Star Forger technique, but it
not
is not
Forger, Fortress.
Ah, yes, that would be closer to being correct. In fact, if none of us remember, that's fine too.
I'm just trying to remember what it was, because that one, I know we got it at Talos Station from the fella. I could go back and check. I'm just trying to. I know where I got it from. I just can't remember the exact name. I know I talked to Ezekiel about it, and he fixed it.
It was like the Citadel technique or the Fortress technique. Something very.
Just call it the Star Fortress.
Bastion?
No, it wasn't Bastion either. Like, if you say I don't remember it, I just can't.
It was something along those lines, though, yeah?
Yeah.
Just go with call it the Fortress technique. Save yourself some effort. Save your brain.
Yeah, I'm going to put those two inside my Mind Palace now. And then I'm going to do Recycler on them both. And eat them. And then combine those two things to make a technique that allows me to put these two together so I can so I can make a
Super
a
technique.
space vessel cultivation, something that
Sure.
holds, using those two techniques to combine them. Yeah. I'm gonna nom it up. Toughness for you. 11 degrees. Nice. So the one thing I need is external potentia, which is what I wanted to take away from these two books.
How much external do you need?
Yeah, somebody in your team solved that problem a long time ago. External
I know.
potentia, endless.
Yeah.
How much do you need?
I remember for a large station, it would be millions, but for this, it could still be millions, I suppose. Maybe that would be too much for it, but I just feel like it would need.
You could take it to Ezekiel.
It's only a question.
You know what? I'll take it to Ezekiel because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this new thing I just made and splurt it out of myself. Now, if I read the things correct, let's go to positive qualities and let's scroll down to iron info. Fuck, I didn't add it in there. I bought it at least, but I didn't put it into my description. Let's go to handouts, positive, and Memory Palace. And to lock it away if it's dangerous, the owner can extract any knowledge they wish by manifesting it into the real world. Just requires a -20 willpower test. I don't know if you want to add anything extra on there, but -20 to reconstitute the new thing. And I rolled a 6.
What are you doing?
Nicely done.
All right, and then I take it to Ezekiel.
He's gonna give you after looking at it for a while, he'll give you a very specific number, but he'll have a little kind of mischievous look on his face. This is for something I can't ask you questions about, now can it?
If I told you I had to kill you, it's just how it goes.
I love that answer. All right. You're going to need 125,000 external in these specific variations. Make sure you have around 20,000 on the side just in case you need to bridge the gap between the connecting nodes.
Oh, I'm excited. All right.
Also, I would recommend putting in some sort of, I hate to say it, but your friend Mina gave me a wicked idea. Put some black in it.
Yeah.
Each of the nodes should have a centralized black potentia, and you can customize it based off of the flavor of black potentia, depending on what the node's purpose is and how much control you want over it. Or if you wanted to give it a special extra flavor, It also weighs it down, so it's a lot harder to remove.
What about my black potentia?
I don't know what project you're working on, so how would I know? And I can't ask questions, or you'd have to kill me.
Gotcha. All right, good talk.
Good talk. You know where I'll be?
I do.
Good luck, kid. Don't get yourself killed. I'd have to kill you if you did.
Good call. At least someone would.
Yep. And you both kind of cross your arms and nod at each other like, yes, this makes perfect sense. If I die, he'll have to kill me.
Accurate.
Okay. I will call it here. Because it is time. Yeah.
Don't worry. I'll be able to tell you what kind of black potentia you need. I've got a catalog of. I've actually lost count of the number now. It crossed over 1,000 a while ago, and I just kind of stopped counting at a certain point because I never even got briefed on what all of them are.
My black potentia currently is suppression. Submission.
I've got over 1,000 unique black potentias, or at least of different nature black potentias.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll be fine on figuring that part out.
Sounds good.
Yeah. We really aren't people that leave things up to chance, are we?
Well, if we leave it up to chance, we can fail. We don't like failing. We don't like losing.
That'd be like losing, and that's for losers. We're not losers.
You guys, I love you guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Honestly, once we get into swing and RP really gets underway, definitely some of the RP is my favorite of the week. Like lines like that. You're hogging all the math. Stop it. And losing's for losers, and we're not losers.
It's my math, and I want it now.
It's not even your math.
Oh my gosh! This is exactly what I was talking about.
You stole the good math, and then you wanted to hoard it.
It's my math, and I need it now.
The Aegis technique. That's what it's called.
Aegis, yes. Fuck.
I don't know why that just popped in my head now, but that's just how it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, thank you. That was actually still bothering me too. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, fuck.
Aegis technique, because it was Hearth and Aegis, and then the Starship one, I think it was just Ship Cultivator. I don't think we had a more specific name for it.
Star Gazers? No.
No, it was Stargazers.
Yeah.
It was Stargazers. That was it. Because they did the Marines and they did all of the ship captains and stuff.
Yeah.
And you have... do you know how hard these cultivator clans try and prevent all the others from getting a copy of their technique, and you just have them all together?
I mean... all offense meant to them, their stuff's not that complicated.
Mine were gifted, at least.
All insult to them, their stuff's not that complicated. It's just not. It's just not. They act like, oh, it's great and mysterious. Bitch, I figured it out passively.
Yeah, because you're a computer, bro.
I know, right? I think even Eighth would say his technique is very easy. It's just risky.
Yeah. Just because it's risky doesn't mean it's hard.
Just don't flinch.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be a bitch. That's like the entire core of Black Potentia cultivating. Don't be a bitch and don't be a dumbass.
It's hard not to be a dumbass, though.
Yeah, like the one I'm going to be cultivating is a devouring technique.
Yeah, which one are you after?
I believe technically it's energy devourance. Because I'm going to use that to up my state from 4 to 6.
Are you playing? It's best you develop it yourself rather than using a pre-boxed one.
No, actually, this is one Nieth gave me. No, not Nieth. E gave me.
I'm legitimately going to suggest you make your own.
Well, so what I'm doing is I'm taking. Because I went to E and I went to Ezekiel.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked them for their opinions, and I'm essentially going to be taking the two of them and smashing them together.
Like I just did.
So the reason I'm suggesting this
Mhm.
for you to make your own is because, one, you customize it more that way.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you want. And two, and this is something I've realized is more important with black cultivation than especially white cultivation.
Mhm.
You need to know yours inside and out, and it has to be something that resonates with your logic. Because if it doesn't resonate with your logic, it tries to instead override your logic and will fight you for control a lot more.
Yeah. That's why I was going to, instead of use their technique straight out, use it as a solid, like, base idea.
Using the concept, I am 100% with for,
Mhm.
but make sure that you don't use any of the technique stuff they gave you, because that puts their will behind it too. By putting
Mhm.
their will behind it, it fights you more. I figured that's why I've gotten away with a lot of stuff that a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's impossible." Because people think it's impossible or think it has to be done a specific way,
Mhm.
it actually locks you out of a lot of things you could just do. That, like, if
Mhm.
you don't go with their specifics, you could have it be, I don't know, fucking I eat the fucking energy out of quarks. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I have found that the black potential users that use other people's techniques, if you're going to build a black technique, typically go mad faster when they're using somebody else's technique rather than their own.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, if I take this as a, because my character doesn't know anything about Black Potentia, so it's like if I can figure out what their base technique is, or like how they designed it, I can make my own based off that basis.
Use the concept, not the base.
Yes, the concept. That's what I mean by base is their concept.
Yeah, I made
However,
my own with as well. So
okay, however works with your logic for that, then.
Yeah.
Just yeah, that's my only input for you on your black technique. I've been like studying how the black users end up going because I wanted to avoid a lot of the pitfalls, and that is the big one I've realized. Every single one that learned from, like, say, like, learned their technique directly from, like, say, a subject or something, they
Mhm.
have all inevitably gone insane and had to be killed or killed themselves. Whereas you have, for example, the black spectrum user who's over
Mhm.
on the gray side of things. That dude is surprisingly self-stable.
I see. Yeah, no, like, so I think overall, I think what I'm just gonna do though for it is I'm not like I've been told it has to be a black technique, but if I can try and get it not to be a black technique, I think that'll be just as good.
Do a gray technique then.
A gray devouring technique.
Yeah. What you do for it is, okay, for the grays, it's kind of that midway between the white and the black to begin with, just as its name implies.
Mhm.
Have it limited. Have it be limited as to what it can devour.
That's fair.
The gray kind of allows you more, just a greater level of control.
Mhm.
The key to it, I think, for the gray version of it, have it exude maybe a waste energy or something, kind of something to give back.
That's a good idea, because then I would probably lose out on the efficiency of absorbing it.
A little bit, but it would also make it so that you can repeatedly feed off of things, whereas
Yeah.
before, it allows things to recover.
Yeah, which is the
That's
problem with the lead dimension right now.
that's actually the big problem with like the Devour technique that E has. I've noticed her technique is only Devour. It takes absolutely everything, and that's it. Period. So whatever it takes from permanent loss, gone. Boo boo boo. And I think there's a way to do the energy absorption and the devouring that doesn't require permanent loss.
Mhm.
It's very theoretical. It's the concept I was actually going to be applying to my own omni energy consumption.
Mhm.
Because I'm trying to figure out how to do this without being unnecessarily destructive.
And that's the nature of it. You guys have power to just force it. But what do you get?
That's why I'm starting to think in terms of how can I do this without sacrificing everything else in the process. I think giving back energy when you're taking energy is one of the best ways to go about it, even if it's a different kind of energy. Especially if it's one that they can that the whatever you're taking from can adapt it into another form. This is just me talking about my thoughts on how I was
Mhm.
going to go about it. You can do what you want.
No, that's a good idea. Essentially, I could fill up on a star, keep that star energy kind of separate, and then give it back.
What is it?
And then we just yeet a star into the Leah dimension.
So the big thing on this is the concept of conservation of energy.
Yeah.
Like, what I've been trying to figure out is whether or not I can get Potentia to break the law of conservation of energy. Because I think inherently it kind of does already.
One of the-
Why are you playing with my funnel?
It looks like one of those like shiwis. I could take a piss on it.
That's for putting, like,
Liquids into it?
I
yeah, liquids into my car.
Yeah, what do you think's coming out of me?
Anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking about something much more logical than my roommate walking in and starting to play with the funnel that's for my car.
actually I have a technique that devours things and turns it into energy that can up my energy, but like the requirements are like on it are insane.
What? Okay, go ahead. Finish your
And
thought before
my
I
thought
open my mouth.
is if I go to like certain, like there are just solar systems out there that are like mostly rock, right?
Yeah.
And a single planet, or I should say not rock, but floating space debris. In theory, I could eat the floating space debris of that solar system.
In theory, yes. But then again, once again, we're running into the same thing where we were running into earlier, where you're taking a form of energy away, and it's a stable physical form. This
Mhm.
time, I just had a
Well,
thought.
well, that's the thing. It's also not a potentia technique, though.
I actually just had a thought.
Mhm.
Why don't you just build a technique to produce more energy inside yourself? Like, fuck logic, fuck good sense, fuck what the Leah techniques say should be possible. Just do it.
I could probably do that.
Shit, we do it every day with Potentia itself. Potentia itself is an energy. we're pulling it effectively is already breaking the rules and producing shit it shouldn't. It already allows us to have a kinetic energy exertion far beyond anything we should be capable of. Like every day, Potentia breaks the rules of reality, so have it break this rule too. Who the fuck says Potentia has to detonate with fucking Leah? Some scrub because they figured out that it did it for them because they fucked up? Fuck them. They fucked up. That's not us. That's
I
somebody
mean,
else's failure.
I also did it too. I also very much did that.
So stop thinking about it so hard. You thought about it too hard.
Maybe. Might have to do that.
I was told psionics don't work with Potentia, and here I am. Magnitude. Fucking 3 tones. Building my 4th. All Potentia. Why? Because fuck the rules. I didn't care what the rules were. Of course, and again, I'm also not using any techniques based on fucking Shangri-La's original technique either, because they specifically directed me away from it. Which is hilarious. I'm just saying, the reason Potentia techniques are the way they are currently is just because everybody's agreed that's how they're supposed to function. It's not because that's actually how they function.
That's fair. I think what I would still need, though, as a basis is another spark of phazon energy within the core of the bones.
I think you just need to believe.
You know what? Fair enough. We'll cultivate some phazon, put it into the bone core for marrow, and that will be how I cultivate my energy level.
At worst, I'm wrong, you detonate.
Exactly.
And then you can reconstitute yourself. You're an energy being.
It's very hard to reconstitute sometimes.
Want me to save a... you know what we could do? Because you are an energy being, and energy beings can incorporate at least part of their memories and stuff into a computer. We could do a snapshot of your brain so that when your body reconstitutes, we can just re-upload your brain into your thing. Basically update the file for anything missing.
Yeah, you know how... I'm actually not sure how Ada feels about that.
Well, you can use a Leah crystal for it.
Yeah, but his idea is... I'd say... He's not sure his girls would approve of him trying to do that.
Well, you think they're going to be upset that he made sure that if he accidentally blows himself up, he won't be dead? I don't think they'll be upset with that. And at worst, you just fucking ask him.
Yeah, fair.
Just ask him before you do. That's it. I'm just saying, I've done a bunch of things that I keep getting told by other people is impossible, and I'm like, I didn't care to find out if it was or not, and it worked.
That's fair.
Anyway, I'm gonna head off. I'm getting asked about food and stuff by the gremlin that lives in my house that happens to be my roommate.
Oh, well, this is what you do. You say, well, sorry, it's after midnight, we can't feed you.
No, it's 9. It's only 9 o'clock. I can't say it's after midnight yet.
It's after midnight somewhere.
It's not even 9 o'clock. It's still 8:46.
It's 8:46. That's like 9.
It's after midnight somewhere.
By the way, which one? You said 2. Which one are you thinking on 2? 1, 2, left, right? And
left,
then
right.
bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way. It's for my civilian me. These were the 4 options of what I was looking at. I'm telling my roommate.
Click on this one. The way that her hair is, she looks like a punk version of Anastasia from the cartoon, the Don Bluth cartoon.
Bottom left.
But I'm inclined to go with this
top
one.
Top right.
Top right one.
She looks like a punk Anastasia from the cartoon.
Okay, I'm sold. I love Anastasia from that. I love that movie.
That's just like Morrigan.
Oh, from Dragon Age?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty.
I don't really see that. I don't.
Go back. This part.
Oh yeah, when you just do that part, but when you pull up the whole
Yeah.
thing, yeah, I guess
And that just
Do
looks
it.
like bisexual confusion.
that is bisexual confusion.
She's got the bisexual haircut.
She real do
They've
got
all
the bisexual.
got the bisexual haircut.